Hey there, scab pickers and rash scratchers. My name is Zeke Freak, and I'm suffering from a terminal lack of chips. Joining me today, my usual cohort's Kevin, who spends 3 hours a day standing outside 7-Eleven like an NPC with a quest for you. And Saradin, too busy opening chips to fucking notice the small child that just stole his mail. And together, we're going to wonder why the Nickelodeon movie's intro theme fills us with such profound sadness for the world we were promised but never inherited. Welcome to the Bakagaijinshow.
I love how you, like, seamlessly integrated the fucking bag of chips opening into the intro. Fucking perfect.
He pointed out the joke, therefore it's not funny anymore.
God damn
Thanks,
it.
Kevin.
Ma, no, I need to stop doing that. No, no.
Jesus Christ, Kevin.
This is-
Fucking ruined another podcast. Why do we have this guy out here?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
If anyone's curious, the original line was too busy hammering away at his birdhouse.
Well, my VTuber wife isn't going to move in if I don't make her a proper birdhouse.
Yeah, makes sense.
Right, yeah, yeah. That makes sense. I get it. See,
Yeah.
I understand it.
Yeah.
I keep tabs on everyone.
Yeah. Well, no, you just sit and chat with me where I do nothing but talk about Kiara for, 6 hours a day.
I cannot tell you how many times a day I hear...
He's my honey bunny.
It's like, I cannot tell you how many times per day I hear the words, I love Kiwawa, I miss Kiwawa, Kiwawa, Wawa. Now, mind you, half of it's from Bisbass, but the other half of it is from this asshole.
The more... can I just say something? The more direct stuff is from Bisbass.
That's true.
Yeah.
We love him. Don't get it twisted. We love him. He's a great guy. He needs to turn it down like 10.
I just can't quote him in public is the thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, if you ever listen to this,
unless you're at a KFP event, then you can listen.
Yeah,
but then you can recite it because there's no judgment in that group. But
if I was ever at such a thing, I'd be trying to get out of such thing by any means necessary.
All right. Well, I mean, it's cool that you gave up your 3-day pass at this convention to stay away from the orange people, but that's a little
the orange people.
Right? Like next thing you know, Zeke's gonna want all the orange people to be put into camps.
Now, why do you got to make it a racial thing?
Because I feel persecuted, sir.
Yeah.
I feel persecuted for the things I do with my life, as opposed to the nature of my character.
Sure.
So you're the one who made it about. Yeah, I'm just kidding. But yeah, no.
No, the joke there is I was referencing something off the podcast, so the podcast listener doesn't actually know what went on.
Right? Does he know?
Yeah. No, they don't know. That's the point.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Sometimes I feel like if you explain the joke twice, it becomes funnier again somehow.
It's the crosses the line twice thing where it's like the first time it's not funny, but the further you take it, the funnier it gets. Like it just wraps back around.
Can I tell you, every time I see the trope name crosses the line twice, I always think of there was a diner I used to go to as a kid.
Yeah.
That sat right on the edge of the time zone between Eastern and Central. And they had a line drawn outside.
This sounds like the beginning to a Twilight Zone episode, just to let you know.
It does.
Yeah. As a kid, I would go outside. They had this line drawn in the parking lot, and I'd be like, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and I just hop back and forth.
Oh my God!
I think of that every time I see the words crosses the line twice.
What's the name of this diner? I'm curious. Do you know what the name of it is?
No, I was like 8 years old. I have no idea.
Let me see.
Okay.
Diner. I can Google it. Let me see. Diner.
All right. Well, while guy in the chair, while guy in the chair is doing guy in the chair stuff.
Just Google diner in northern Michigan that rests on timeline. I don't know.
Let's see.
Anyway.
Yeah.
They might not even exist anymore. I have no idea. It's been a hard few decades for small businesses.
I tried to Google like a Michigan diner between time zones, and it's just I can't really
look as exciting as I'm making it sound. I don't think the fact that it rests on a time zone is that notable, honestly.
Probably not. Probably
Many things rest on the line between time zones.
Yeah, that just happens
including,
to be one of them.
Yeah, including the entire village of Greenwich.
Which which looking at it spelled, you'd think it's pronounced Greenwich. No, it's Greenwich.
Yeah.
I hate that.
British. Kevin, if you look at a map of Great Britain, just assume that nothing is pronounced the way you think it is at your first guess.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
God,
I think that's in, is that in Wales or is that in Britain?
God, I think that's in Britain. Let me yeah, London. Yeah, that's yeah.
London's a big place.
Yeah, that's a district of London.
Yeah.
Oh my god. God, that just reminds me of when I lived in Kentucky. Kentucky has a bunch of different cities and roads and whatever that have like Italian or French or Spanish names. And all the people there pronounce it in the whitest way that you can fucking imagine.
I think I remember you telling me that years ago. That's really fun.
We have the same thing in Dayton. We have a street in Dayton that we call Kiwi. We call Kiwi Street. Yeah. Just kiwi, like the fruit.
Yeah.
But it's spelled Keowee because it's a Native American term. It's actually Kiawe.
Kiawe, yeah.
But it's a Miami Indian word. But everyone just calls it Kiwi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kiwi Street. And so when people ask directions in Dayton, and people tell them like, oh, you just turn left on Kiwi Street, and they drive and they see Kiawe Street because that's how it's spelled. People get lost here all the time. People who don't know get lost all the time. Yeah. Also, I forget how she pronounces it, but the Google Maps girl also translates it weirdly too. Although you can still tell how it's spelled. It's just pronounced horrifically.
Is there anything more American than taking a foreign name, naming your street that, then gradually over the generations forgetting how to say it, saying it wrong, and then writing it down again and getting confused about what we're talking about? Which is funny because there's other way. Like, I mean, maybe there's just no other way to say this, but we have a district in Dayton, not a district. It's a small town outside of Dayton, still considered the larger Dayton area, called Wapakoneta, and again, that is a Miami Indian word. Yeah. That one doesn't get pronounced ever. That one is always pronounced correctly. You know, I'd expect people to be like, "Oh, it's Whippakoneta," or something. You know, but no, it's always pronounced Wapakoneta. That one's pronounced correctly. You can be the change you want to see in the world. Oh my God, you mean Whippakoneta? Yeah. I don't know who Kanita is and why we're whipping her, but you know. Yeah. I'm being 110% serious. You should start calling it that and see if it catches on. It never comes up in conversation because the only thing to do with in Wapakoneta is farm and fuck your sister. So that might be why it hasn't changed. Somebody needs to, like, I don't know, build an Amazon warehouse there. Yeah. Or something, whatever gets towns noticed. Then we start saying it wrong, and then like 50 years later, people always say it that way, and they have no idea. And then someone like researches it and is like, "Wait, I traced it back to this random podcast. What the hell?" Right. Oh yeah. Somebody does like a Defunct Land. Somebody does like a Defunct Land 2-hour thing. I'm like, I traced it back to an unknown podcast known as sorry, I think you mean very famous and successful podcast that everyone listens to. See, that joke was so bad you gave me cancer. No, cigarettes, but the jury's still out on that. No, it's so weird how Americans change. There's a million examples of this, how they change native words or foreign words to suit their own needs. Like my favorite is obviously karaoke. When it doesn't sound anything like that, and it's karaoke. No. Yeah, karaoke. Yeah, it's karaoke. It's karaoke or karaoke if you really want. I love saying it correctly and getting the weirdest looks from people. So do I. I'm like, do you want to go to karaoke? And they're like, what the fuck is that? I'm like, karaoke, and they're like, I love karaoke. I'm like, it's karaoke, by the way. You're truly the most oppressed race.
Dude, there's so many fucking.
I mean,
people
on the other hand, you can love America because we can mispronounce just about. You can love America on one end because we can mispronounce whatever the fuck we want and nobody's allowed to do anything about it.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
that's called security.
Yeah,
I suppose so. I'm not one to celebrate willing ignorance.
that happens.
But, you know.
That happens with Japanese words all the fucking time. I've noticed. Like people,
Yeah.
like people call karaoke. People call sake sake.
Yeah, they
Oh,
call it
even-
sake.
Oh my.
Sake, $10 boom boom.
My favorite is the widespread adoption of the.
Sally, if you're listening to this,
My favorite is the
I'm just
widespread
making a
adoption
joke, honey.
of the name now pronounced Naomi.
Naomi, yeah.
Naomi, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah, like
there was-
Naomi Watts.
There was literally a girl in my fucking theater class in like I think 10th grade or something, who people kept calling her Naomi, and she had to like get up on stage in front of everybody and say, "My name is pronounced Naomi. I did not decide that. My parents did."
Yeah. Well, she can be the change she wants to see in the world.
Exactly.
Oh, sorry, no. She can be the change we want to see in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, if it's your name, it's your name. I'm not gonna get in your face about it. I just think your name represents decades of willful ignorance.
A
is
little
all.
bit, yeah.
It's not your fault.
Yeah. Hey, this is shit that fucking happens all the time, and it only happens because white people are stupid. And I say this as white people. I say this as one of the whitest people on this fucking podcast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't disagree. You know, it's just, I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of English words that Japanese people just horrifically mispronounce, and it has nothing to do with the fact that their language is structured differently.
Yeah.
Like obviously the fact that everything has a you know, and you know, has a vowel on the end. All of their sounds, all of their particles have vowels on the end of them.
Yeah.
So beef is not beef, it's beefu.
Beefu.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's things like that. You know, they pronounce things all the time for convenience. I'm assuming that's just literally what Americans are doing. Every culture does that.
Yeah. I assume every culture does that. We're just the most notable because everybody pays attention to us.
Well, yeah.
And
we
make
I love
all the
America
movies.
because everyone pays attention to us.
We make all of the movies. They watch them at the theater. They're like,
Look.
oh my God, look, it's an Ethan Hawke.
Oh my God, it's an Ethan Hawke. Yeah.
Oh my God, are you Ethan Hawke?
Oh my God, it's Ethan Hawke. Oh my God, it's Jackie Chan. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's the real cultural exchange.
What the fuck? Anyway, nothing. Something IRL on my end.
Okay.
But yeah, no. It's really funny how we mince and twist words in different cultures and some of the goofy things that can lead to. I think, like I said, I think my most egregious example is the Kiawe Street thing, because, like I said, there's plenty of people who come from out of town and they ask for directions, and you're like, oh yeah, just turn left on Kiwi Street, and then they get lost because they're looking for a street that's spelled Kiwi, and they're like, oh, what is this Kiawe Street?
This is
Kiawe Street.
Yeah, this is why
Looking
we
for
should
Kiwi
just.
Street.
This is why we should just let computers tell us where to go. Honestly.
I mean, they do.
They do.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
And they tend to pronounce it correctly.
They tend to pronounce things correctly. However, they tend to find the actual worst routes. So it's really funny. Speaking of GPS, it's really funny to like watch. You know, when you know the best way to go to someplace, like you're a local, and then you see people diverging at some point and taking a longer route around. And then you end up there first, but that they end up there after you, you can tell they took Google Maps.
Yeah.
Because Google Maps does the best it can, but it very rarely actually finds the most efficient path because it doesn't consider general traffic flow. It'll tell you when there's a traffic jam, but Google Maps has two problems. The basic Google Maps always tells you to go on the highway, even if it's for like half a mile, even though that may not be the simplest or easiest way to do it or safest way to do it. Especially during the winter, and although I still maintain that during winter, the highways are safer than side streets because you don't have to stop as often, and they're also the first things to get cleared by both traffic friction and also salt.
Yeah.
At least in the Ohio area. I don't know how it is other places, but like, I will always try to take the highways because the roads are generally clear, and all of the bad drivers stay off the highways because they have this weird impression that because you're going faster, that means it's less safe. Well, you have to stop constantly. You have to turn. You have to, and there's more snow on those roads. And if you fail to stop because there's too much snow on the road and you slide into an intersection, that's way more dangerous than traveling 10 miles an hour faster on a highway that's completely clear of both traffic and snow. So, you know, do the risk assessment yourself. Besides, most accidents happen on side streets.
That is true. That is true.
That's an interesting thing. That's an interesting statistic.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And actually, most accidents happen to people within 10 miles of their home. And yeah, I know that's.
Well, I mean, most people are driving within 10 miles of their home.
Yeah, exactly. But it's also they've also done studies where they've shown that when you become too familiar with a certain route, you start to zone out, and that's when accidents happen, or when you stop focusing on driving.
Yeah.
Like you're just going through the motions, and then you don't, and then you're like, oh, time to turn left right here at this right moment at this tempo, and then you didn't pay attention to
this is why I feel like local streets should constantly be rearranging themselves like the stairs in Hogwarts, just to keep us on our toes.
This is why I drive mildly aggressively. I don't drive super aggressively, but I drive mildly aggressively because because adding a little risk.
I think
to
aggressively.
The way I drive,
I think aggressively is the wrong. It's like mindfully, you know.
Yeah, well, the way I drive is I do drive a little bit faster than I probably should, just a little bit, like 5 miles an hour more than I should. I take turns sharper than probably a little sharper than I should, and I still give plenty of room to brake, though. Yeah. Not only because I don't trust that I won't slide on something unseen, but also because I don't trust the moron behind me to slam on his brakes.
Yeah.
But I still give plenty of braking room. But like I drive a little bit aggressively, and the reason I do that is because it forces me to focus.
Yeah.
You know, I'm no longer playing level 1 Tetris. I'm playing level 29 Tetris.
You know what's crazy?
You know
what's
and that
annoying?
makes me focus a lot more.
You know,
also having a manual has really helped because
Yeah.
you have to focus on everything that your car is doing and everything around you to drive a manual.
You know what's really annoying is that people, when I used to drive with people, they always commented on the fact that I brake too soon, but I literally have to, because the van I was driving, and that I do drive still sometimes, it's old, and its brake, it doesn't, like, if I just brake on a dime, like, something could go wrong with it, so I have to, like, slow into my brakes. I also just feel like that's safer in general.
No, it absolutely is, because, like I said, the guy trust yourself, but the guy behind you, you know, the slower you start braking, the more time you give him to slow down.
Yeah. Like I will gradually come to a stop, like starting like 30 feet out, and I don't. Yeah. Like people got so annoyed with me for that, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's just my brakes are old, and I can't trust them to stop on a dime without skidding.
Yeah, precisely. Especially if you don't have things like anti-lock brakes. Like if you've got a really old car, like an early '90s car, and your car doesn't have doesn't come standard with anti-locks.
No, this thing's from
which
like
are standard and I believe required safety. You have to have TCS or anti-lock brakes now.
No, this van's from like 2006 or 2009, one of the two.
Then it's probably got anti-locks, but even so, you don't want to rely on something. It's just like with guns, you don't want to rely on the safety.
I do know
what is a safety? It's something that can break. Rely on your own scale first.
Yeah. I do know that the automatic braking system has been broken for probably 10 years now. At least that's
the ABS,
That's what I assume the ABS light on the dash keeps lighting up for.
Assisted braking system, yeah. It's basically it's also some cars it's a TCS, some it's an ABS. It depends on what the purpose of the car is. Yeah. Cars usually have a TCS because they're meant for because people.
What
like
do you mean the purpose of the car? The purpose of all cars is the same, to drive.
No, absolutely not. What are you talking about? You're telling me that McLaren has the same purpose as a minivan? No.
I don't know what the fuck a McLaren is, so I couldn't answer that question.
It's a British brand of supercars.
It's also like the name of an airport.
Yeah, a McLaren does not have the same purpose as a minivan. A Jeep does not have the same purpose as a
no, I was breaking it down to brass tacks. Like the point is to propel oneself forward through motion.
Right, sure, but then you break it down into different utility types of vehicles, and the bigger, heavier vehicles generally have different systems installed in them to aid the fact that they are bigger, larger, and meant for different purposes.
Yeah, I understand. I understand all these things, all these very true and real things you're saying. I was simply being reductionist for the sake of humor, perhaps.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
I missed that because a lot of
Yeah.
people are very stupid about cars, and I was just wanting to
Yeah.
clear the air about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm like,
No,
yeah.
we live in a
Wow.
society that just generally I get why people hate cars, but I don't think they should hate cars. I think they should hate the road system that we've been shoehorned into.
Yeah,
There's
unfortunately.
nothing wrong with cars.
Yeah, unfortunately, Zeke, you underestimate the number of people who will spend like $500,000 on a super expensive sports car and then proceed to constantly take that fucker off road.
Oh, no, we've
Well,
had at least,
it's not
we've had
only-
at
it's
least
not
3 Reddit stories about it.
It's not even that really. It's more the people who have you ever there's a subreddit I love to go to occasionally called anti-car people or
Yeah.
r/fuck cars, and the arguments they come up with on there are just insane. Like, if you want to hate the road system that we've been shoehorned into in America, I completely agree, and I'm there with you. But like, the people who just hate cars for the most ridiculous reasons are some of the funniest and stupidest people on earth, and I like to laugh at them.
They can be very funny.
Also, skill issue.
Well, it's like, I think it's obviously blaming the inanimate objects themselves is a bit silly.
Yeah.
But I think there's some. I do think I'm on that same subreddit. I think there's something valid in recognizing the symbol that is behind the everything. If you know, if that makes sense. You know, it's because it's literally the cars that stole our roads from us. The roads used to be for people. It's hard to forget. It's easy to forget that culturally. The roads used to be for people.
No, the roads were for carriages and horses.
They were for people first. I mean, you watch any old footage, and there's people walking around the carriages and the horses. Like, we shared the road. It was a communal thing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but we also
when the car nation attacked.
Sure, but the other option is, you know, we put people on the same road as like our faster and more efficient transportation. It's like, you know.
Oh no, those things probably shouldn't have the same road, but now one side has no road or any place really.
Oh yeah, no,
and they have all
the death
road.
of sidewalks is something I absolutely lament.
Yeah.
Well, the death of just walkable infrastructure in general.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I agree, like I said, I agree with that. I just don't think, you know, the arguments they present on that subreddit make any fucking goddamn sense most of the time.
Oh sure, no, people are really good at recognizing problems. They're less good at solving them.
Yeah.
You should.
People are really good at recognizing things they don't like.
Well, I was actually paraphrasing from a game developer conference where it's basically a mantra for game developers that players are really good at identifying problems and really bad at solving them.
Yeah. Speaking of games,
yes.
Yeah.
So thanks for the car talk, but speaking of games, I saw, you know, you've seen all the headlines about Starfield modders not wanting to mod the game. Meanwhile, I just read a PC Gamer article earlier this morning that talks about a series of modders that are modding in pilotable mech suits into Starfield. So, yes, that one major group abandoned Starfield. There are still going to be modders, people. Like, there's still going to be tons of modders because, I think what you said last night when we were talking makes a lot of sense. The tools aren't available yet to the average person.
Yeah.
Like, the only people who could do mods now are the people who are really good at picking apart the system.
Yeah.
So basically, other professional game devs are people who know their stuff really well.
Yeah, I think the news just kind of got picked up because it kind of echoed the sentiment.
Yeah, the sentiment that.
Well, people en masse fell off of Starfield, and they just weren't feeling it. So having such a notable project just throw up their hands and be like, "We don't feel like it," was, you know, it corroborated the mood, as it were.
Well, yeah, I don't
think it's wholly reflective of the reality, because even if it's not to the same extent, and nobody should, like, I don't think any. Well, I don't know if I want to be this prescriptive, but I think it's going to be a long time before any game has the breadth of modding scene that Skyrim ever had. But there's no real shame in coming in like 5th place on that list.
No, I mean, like 16,500 different mods is something that I don't think anybody should have an expectation for.
Yeah. But
you know what I mean?
Yeah. So like, but I think so. You know, people will, and there are far worse games than Starfield that have very active modding scenes. So, you know, I don't think that's a concern, but it echoed the sentiment people were feeling at the time, which is why it got carried around like it did.
Oh, I know, and I just think it's, you know, really, I think it's stupid.
I mean, yeah, it's a little,
It's reductionist.
It's a little reductionist and doomer posty, but that's just news now.
Yeah,
so, you know,
it made for a good headline, and it fit with the current, like, the popular narrative around the game, so it worked. So, like, yeah.
Cool, sexy people might
like it.
Exactly.
Cool, sexy people might even refer to it as a zeitgeist because that's just a cool word.
Hey.
Yeah.
Also a German word.
Yeah.
It certainly, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. You also brought up that, like, you've been playing a lot of Starfield, and you've kind of found its...
I love it!
Yeah, you described it as, like, a dad game.
Hot take, this is the best, like I said, I think the best way to describe this game is this is the best Elite Dangerous has ever been, and Elite Dangerous is totally a slow-paced dad game full of tedium and nothing else. It is menus after menus after menus.
Yeah. The problem...
And Starfield is everything that Elite Dangerous wants to be, but I think refined into a more cohesive package with a lot more narrative. Like the fact that they took a game, and mimicked a lot of the expansive, a lot of the expanse, which, to be fair, in Elite Dangerous, there's not a shit lot to do outside of the settled systems either. Like, so most of that game is vapor too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody complains about Elite Dangerous because they just don't play it. There were no expectations for Elite Dangerous.
Yeah, I think the problem, if we assume that your postulation is correct, I think the problem is that they sold something that, whether they intended or not, was kind of designed for the audience that enjoys Truck Simulator to, the mainstream market. So there's obviously going to be some friction there.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest mistake Todd made was Skyrim in space. Saying that line gave a false impression that it was going to be everything that we loved about Skyrim. Because when you say Skyrim, there is a whole, there's 10 dissertations of subtext underneath what Skyrim means to, like, gaming culture, what it means to each person individually. And so when you say Skyrim in space, you expect this now to evoke the same exact series of emotions that the original that Skyrim did to you. You're not getting that in Starfield, and honestly, that's fine. If you approach it like this is the best Elite Dangerous has ever gotten, this is the best that a space sim, this is the most accessible space sim you can play because it's not full of needless tedium or 45-minute travel times. Well, yeah, or 45-minute travel times, or having to individually grab every piece of cargo you blew out of a ship with limpet drones that you had to spend 2 hours setting up and programming.
Yeah.
For people who love that kind of thing and want to really feel like they're a starship captain, go play Elite Dangerous. If you want the same thrill of hunting down pirates, mining stuff with explosives, and mining space routes with explosives and killing bandits, but you don't want that level of tedium, but you're still expecting kind of a slow, methodical, repetitive game that you can just come at home after a long day of work, sit down, enjoy a bit of story, enjoy a bit of mining, enjoy a bit of pirate hunting, and then do the same thing the next day. Like the titular dad game has become these days, like things like Power Wash Simulator.
Yeah.
You've got a great game here. But obviously, saying Skyrim in space comes with a lot of baggage, and this game does not provide the same experience. But I think if you go into Starfield with the right expectation, and if you're the right audience, this game's great. Like, I wholeheartedly believe that.
I wouldn't necessarily reduce all of its issues to just being for the wrong audience. I think there's something to that. I think there's some truth to that. I think it does have some core issues that kind of go beyond just being targeted at the wrong people.
No, I think you're probably right, but I think if you go into this game with the right mentality, then you'll have a much better experience with it, and the problems won't be nearly as glaring.
I suppose.
I guess is my point. But yeah, no, I've really been enjoying Starfield lately, and it took me a while to get into it. It took me a couple of tries to get into it. I was trying to get through because Armored Core 6 dropped at the same time, so I wanted to play the cool mech action game that you know, coddled my balls for the first time, my hard-on for mech action, and we need an animation for someone coddling my balls, by the way. Anyway,
no, we don't.
Just Photoshop Kiara into it. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Jeez, take him out to dinner first.
I would love to.
He's working on it.
She seems like a lovely gal. I am not working on anything, sir. What are you talking about?
I meant the...
What are you talking about? Way out of my league.
Yeah.
Sorry, fat chicks only. Honestly, but I wanted to get through my mech action game first, and then I was really on a grind with Roller Coaster Tycoon, and I just couldn't find the right vibe to get into Starfield. And then I had a good conversation with a friend recently about all of the stuff that I was missing out on, because I have a friend. No surprise, he's a dad, and he's in his 40s. He's a guy I play Magic with, and he was talking about how much he was enjoying Starfield, and everything he was saying to me reminded me of Elite Dangerous. And I was like, maybe if I go into it with that expectation, it'll be different. And I kind of did. I went back to it and I started discovering all this stuff that he was talking about, and I was like, oh my god, this game is actually pretty cool. Like, there's a lot of random encounters I feel like people didn't get hit by. I think there was a lot of interesting small quest lines that at first start as nothing, but then turn into something that gives you the most insane reward in the entire game that, you know, people didn't get through. And I feel like there's a lot of reward in this game. It's just, it's not apparent from the onset. And I'm not shaming anyone who dislikes this game. I understand the complaints about it. And again, I think Todd Howard hyped it up too much. And I think Todd Howard's biggest strength in the past was always being humble. And I think Bethesda as a company has become a little too full of themselves some days. I still love them. They're still one of my favorite developers.
Sure.
And this is, you know, and it's like, but like, I think sometimes they overstate their ability to deliver on these insane, ambitious designs. And I think that's kind of what plagues this game. But I think there's a game here for people if you're willing to give it some time. I really do. Anyway, so I've been playing a lot of Starfield lately and doing that, and I've been catching up on some regular TV shows, which I won't bother bringing up here because they're not anime.
Yeah.
And just trying to save for Japan, really.
Money on my mind.
Yeah, in terms of like video games I've been playing, I actually ended up getting, because like the last time we recorded was right before Christmas.
Oh yeah, we gotta talk about Christmas.
We do.
Christmas.
We gotta talk about fucking Christmas.
Yeah. I got a shitload of Steam games gifted to me for Christmas.
Yep.
Yeah. So like between Zeke, my sibling, and some people I know on another server, I got like some 6, 7, 8 different games. I got East 1 and 2, East the Oath and Felghana. That one I actually beat over the last week. Really, really fun game. Love that one. I got that. Senran Kagura Peach Beach Splash. I got Doom 2016.
Is that the third-person shooter?
Yes, it is.
You're a fucking moron. Anyway.
Look, big titty ninja women.
Yeah, go on.
Look, I know I overly objectify my VTubers sometimes, but my dude, like,
okay, I actually do like I am one of those weirdos who actually likes the storytelling in Senran Kagura. Believe it or not, it actually does have a pretty decent story in a lot of the games, so there is that. But it also happens to have a big titty ninja women who rip their clothes off.
Yeah, makes sense.
You know, two halves of the same coin.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, Senran Kagura, Peach Beach Splash. Zeke actually got me DMC Devil May Cry and Lunistis. Thank you very much. I'm very close.
DMC is such a good fucking game. The DMC fandom can stay crying. That game is amazing.
Now, a lot of them have come around to the game now.
I feel like over the past decade, there's been a very slow turnaround on it. Like
the reason, from what I've been able to see, and this is something that's happened over like the last decade, especially after Devil May Cry 5 came out, is the big issue people had was that this isn't the Devil May Cry they wanted, and
but now they got it, so
yeah, so
they can accept it as its own thing.
Yeah, it's an alternate timeline thing now, and people accept it as that. And hell, there's actually a lot of stuff from DMC Devil May Cry that was actually backported into Devil May Cry 5 as like quality of life improvements. So it's not like that the legacy of that game was completely forgotten. Elements of it are in the new DMC. So yeah,
it's an alternate timeline that I actually really hope they return to one day, because the game kind of ends on a sequel baiting note.
I feel like because personally speaking, I feel like because opinions have warmed up to this alternate timeline.
I feel like they will. I feel like they might, because not only have opinions toward this game warmed up over time, but also, from my understanding, DMC5 was kind of a swan song of that continuity anyway. So if they wanted to continue the series, I mean, there's a way right there. My only thing is it would probably have to be made by someone else, because Ninja Theory seems like a very different studio now than when they made that game.
They're very much focused on other shit now, yeah. Like their entire design ethos is different. But it would be
their entire mood is different.
It would be interesting to see them return to DMC though. But no, yeah, thank you for getting me that. I'm actually almost done playing Lunistis. I think I have like 2 more worlds to go. I'm gonna do like the normal ending, and then I'm gonna go through it again, get all the collectibles and shit, and then do the true ending. Like this absolutely feels like a game I can do multiple playthroughs of and never get bored of it. So that's great.
Sure.
Mission accomplished, developers. But no, yeah, I got that, Doom 2016. But yeah, the only other game that I've really been playing extensively is Ys the Oath and Felghana, which I finished this week, actually. My goal was actually to beat at least one game in the first week of 2024. So mission accomplished, I did it, yay.
Yay.
Oath and Felghana is really fucking great. It is a super fun, super like it is a simple, satisfying action RPG. It's not terribly long. I beat it in like I think my final time on the game, like on my save file, is like 13 hours, so it's not that long. There isn't really a whole lot of there isn't a whole lot that the game actually does wrong. I think the biggest issue I have with the game is that on normal mode, it's actually a bit easy. I actually do want to do another playthrough of that like later on, like probably in a few months after I've had some time to let it settle. I'm probably going to do a second playthrough of the game on hard mode. But no, Oath and Felghana is really goddamn fun. Do recommend checking that out. I think it's a good way to get into Ys, personally.
Yeah.
But because Felghana is a very short game, and I was still in an Ys mood, I figured, fuck it. So
he's feeling Ysy.
I'm feeling Ysy. So I bought Ys 8 off of Steam alongside Hollow Knight, which, because I lost the Game Awards bet, I have to play the penalty is I have to play through Hollow Knight and get the true ending by the end of 2024. So why not? I'm getting.
I guess technically by the time the Game Awards happen, because otherwise I couldn't enforce the penalty now, could I?
Right. Yeah. But like, I because like you said, if I don't beat the game with the true ending by the next Game Awards, I have like a 5-point penalty, which is fair.
I said 3, but I mean, if you want to bump it up,
no, 3 is fine. 3 is fine.
Good lord.
We're going with 3.
All right.
No, yeah, I decided to start up a replay of Ys 8 because I tried to play. I played through that game originally on Vita back in 2018,
I remember. You were very annoying.
And I was very annoyed because I got 90 to 95% of the way through that game.
Yeah.
And then my Vita memory card died, and I lost all my save data.
I remember the great Vita memory card dying incident.
I was so pissed off that I unplugged my PS TV and threw it in my dresser drawer and didn't think about it for a week. I was mad.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I wanted to play through East 8 again on Switch, but unfortunately the Switch port of that game is kinda ass. Because, like,
Yeah.
it also runs at 30 FPS, much like the Vita version, but the thing is, the Vita version, the way that they optimized the game on Vita, they tied game speed to frame rate, so, like,
Yeah.
it actually makes flash moving and flash guarding easier, because the frame times are still the same. It's just that the frame rate slows down along with the gameplay, so it's easier to actually do the split-second maneuvers. The Switch version just has actual frame drops, so it's way less responsive. Also, in handheld mode, it looks like shit because they fucked up the dynamic resolution scaler. So the image, every single time the resolution changes, the image just jitters around and it looks awful, and it makes my eyes hurt.
Oh, yeah.
So I decided to get it on PC, and the PC version is pretty fucking fantastic, honestly. It used to be awful. The PC port used to be awful, but Falcom and a different developer who worked consistently with Xseed games beforehand reworked the executable for East 8, so now it's actually a really, really good port, and it has a lot of, like, really great graphical options. The end result is really fantastic. The only bizarre thing about the PC port of East 8 is that if you want to unlock the frame rate and prevent screen tearing, you have to go into the screen settings, turn VSync off, and then turn it back on. And you have to do this every single time you boot up the game.
Interesting.
That's very bizarre.
It's very weird, but, like, it's whatever. It's like 10 seconds out of a 3-hour play session. Not a big deal. But no, yeah, going back into East 8 after, like, spending a few years away from it, God, I forgot how just immaculate the vibes for this game are. Because, like, the game takes place on this, like, dangerous, deserted, like, cursed island, and it has, like, this, like, the combination of the visuals and music just creates this great, like, tropical danger vibe that really helps to make the exploration and overall feel of the game just feel very rewarding. Also, the combat's super fun, because, like, it has this party system. It has East has a one-button attack system, but it does a really good job of making the gameplay, of like, adding complexity to the gameplay by adding a party mechanic where you can switch between characters, each one having, like, different utilities in battle. And also you have additional sword skills that you can use during a fight to whittle down enemies further. Very fast, very fun. Love the combat in East 8. Probably one of my favorite combat systems in any game, really. Just because it's easy to grasp, but, like, it has a lot of, like, little it just has a lot of what's the word I'm looking for?
Pizzazz.
Subtleties. It has a lot of little subtleties that you have to get used to and, like, explore. But no, yeah, I've been playing a lot of
intricacies.
Intricacies, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good word for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
big base word.
Yeah, East 8 has great combat. Really love it. And the exploration's super fun. Although you can definitely tell that this game was developed for Vita because it has, like, a heavily segmented world. It's clear that Falcom wanted to do, like, an open world thing, but they couldn't do it on the Vita. So everything is, like, cut up into small sections, very similar to, like, early Monster Hunter. But no, yeah, highly recommend both Oath and Felghana and East 8. They're both phenomenal, and I'm definitely gonna be actually beating East 8 this time, because unless my laptop just decides to fucking die on me, 95% of the way through the game.
I love
beating
the
it this time.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I love the idea of this game that you love so much that you can never actually finish because it keeps just keeps fucking happening.
Right, right. I love this game so much, but
It reminds me of how Stan Smith has been trying to finish Hunt for Red October for 10 years.
They haven't watched a fucking movie in 10 years? It takes an hour and a half?
No, the book.
Oh,
okay. Yeah, I was about to say the movie's not that long. Hold on, how long?
No,
is
it's the book.
Okay, yeah.
The whole gag is that like he tries to read the book before bed and he gets like one sentence in and he just falls asleep.
Right, yeah. Also, other thing that I got for Christmas, Certain over there actually got me a bunch of fucking keychains. He got me a Hakos Bales keychain. I love this. Like, one half of it has her just kind of like cutely looking at you.
Kevin, I'm very curious at this point. Do you have more keychains than you do keys at this point?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, very funny.
Honestly,
I'm very amused by that.
Honestly, I mostly just put these keychain things on like my backpack that I take to conventions or whatever the fuck. So
yeah.
But no, I have a Hakos Bales keychain. I have a Gura keychain. I have this like Gundam keychain that is designed to look like the pieces from a Gunpla model set.
Yeah.
For the RX-78 too. That's really nice. And I also got... he actually gave me two of these. He gave me a pin that is the Research Academy crest from the second season of Mushoku Tensei.
Oh.
Yeah, he gave me two of these.
Man, they'll make a fucking keychain out of anything, huh?
Yeah, he gave me two of these. I'm actually gonna send one to you, Zeke, because I don't need to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I mean, who are you trying to impress?
Yeah, who the fuck else here watched Mushoku Tensei?
Yeah. Cool, sexy people will tell you that.
Yeah.
I only have a couple keychains. What I tend to do is I actually hang them off of the thumbtacks I use to set up my posters. I just have them like hanging off there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, if you remember, I have I bought the fucking Shuichi and Himiko ones off that artist on Amino.
Yeah. Oh, and I bought like the Maki one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you did.
I did.
You
yeah.
saw that?
It's somewhere around here. Yeah.
Yeah. Hope you didn't lose that in one of your various moves.
No, I still have her. It's just she's just kind of tucked away in a box right now. I know where it is.
Right, I forgot you also bought from Blue Middens or whatever their name was.
Yeah.
Also, they sent no offense, they sent me some of the ugliest stickers alongside that. Like I want to make that clear. I didn't put that in my review.
Yeah.
But I did not like the art style of the stickers at all. I'm sorry.
You got stickers, bitch.
Hold on. No, that. Yeah. I got like a small thing of stickers with them, and then they got ruined in my backpack because I put them in the front pocket, and then like they got bashed against some stuff or whatever, which is fine because they were kind of ugly and I didn't like them.
Fair enough.
But yeah, no, she gave me like it might have been because I bought two. That I got like some bonus stickers.
Right. Yeah, that was the thing that she said. It's like if you buy more than one, you get like bonus stickers, but if you only buy one, you just get like candy.
Oh yeah, you got candy?
I got candy.
Oh, I didn't get candy.
Yeah.
I would have rather had candy.
No, yeah. But no, yeah. I don't know what I got from my sibling because my sibling had like financial issues and hasn't gotten me anything yet. I'm expecting they're probably just gonna fold it into my birthday present coming up in a few weeks.
Sure.
But
I think you mean our birthday.
Our birthday. Well, okay, my birthday present.
Sorry,
birthday.
Yes, I know. I just wanted to quote the cadence of the reveal in Meet the Robinsons when he's like, "I think you mean our room."
Yeah. No, yeah, fucking Where was I? Right. I don't know what I got. Yeah, I don't know what I got from Andrew yet. I don't know what I got from them yet, but I'll find out Probably in a couple of weeks.
Damn,
when
this
we
late,
go to Super
man.
Online.
This hard. They must not love you very much. This, geez, how
They're
many days
very
has it been? It's
busy.
just one.
They're very busy.
Almost 2
Oh,
whole
man.
weeks. Jeez.
Honestly, like I almost didn't get to give Mike his present either, but like he.
Look, I'm just saying I got you them day of, so I mean, you know, who loves you the most, honestly?
Steam gifts are easy, dude.
You shut your fucking mouth.
No, dude, I wasn't even going to like be able to give Mike his gift up until he was like, well, my plans for New Year just got shot. Anybody want to come to my house?
Yep.
Which we did.
In
we
the
had,
middle of his street, his house.
yeah, I just bought, I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, let me go buy a box of beer. And we
Yep.
just kind of like fucked around for New Year's, and that was
No,
really
no, no,
fun.
no. You wanted to buy a 6-pack, but they didn't have 6-packs. Then you got a box.
Yeah, then I got a box because it's like, what am I
Yeah.
gonna do? Not bring beer?
I mean, it was always an option.
Yeah, but that's a lame option.
Yeah, Kevin is incapable of having fun unless it involves alcohol or a yeast game.
You're not. Okay, I need to think about that one.
Yeah.
How incorrect is this? Oh wow, I'm gonna have. This is one of those moments that's really making me like re-examine myself as a person.
Ring the Zeke was right bell. I got my syllables
Ding.
fucked up.
Yep.
I'll add a ding in post.
Sure.
The Zeke is right bell at 50 minutes. Okay.
Yep.
But
Oh, we're at 50 minutes.
yeah, already. Yeah, go figure.
You know what that means?
No.
It's time for news of the weird.
Already?
Well, I mean, I feel like that's about right. Don't you have? He's got to get the magic at like 4, right?
Actually, yeah, that's about true. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
So,
there,
I feel-
Mike?
Oh yeah, I'm still here, man.
Okay,
I'm just
okay.
waiting for. I'm talking about a game I don't know anything about.
I haven't. I literally went
Give me
on
a
to
place to jump in. Quit liking
I-
your obscure shit.
I literally just went on to the New Year's party we had.
I feel like we've been talking about other things for like 15 minutes now.
No, you were talking about a game, and then you were talking about gifts you received, and I was like, well, yep, I got those. Like, what am I supposed to say? I got those at a convention.
Yeah.
Yep.
But then I talked about the New Year's party. What happened during the New Year's party, huh?
We sat and fucking dicked around and drank alcohol and watched a VTuber stream. There you go.
Yeah, we also played a lot of GoldenEye, which was really fun because we ended up trash
Yeah,
talking each
holy-
other constantly.
Well, yeah, and that. Oh God, can I talk about like the
Sure.
fact that that's the best thing about couch co-op games is being able to trash talk, or couch multiplayer games is being able to trash talk your friends,
Yeah.
and we just haven't had that in culture.
Dude, that brought me back to like being fucking 10 again. That was so fun.
And like I know this idea has been beaten to death at this point, but like let me just say real quick. Online multiplayer was supposed to mimic couch co-op. That's why you had the party chat thing.
Yeah.
And as soon as Xbox Live was like, oh, people would prefer to actually talk, not talk like that, and actually just, talk amongst, their own friends in a private lobby and not engage with the rest of the community, you have immediately stripped the community at that point of
I
the whole reason it exists.
I understand that, but also the racists ruined it for everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, sure.
Like I'm sorry, but the average public chat experience was not pleasant. I was there.
Yeah.
Um,
That's the
you know.
unfortunate thing about it is that because it was an open system, there were inevitably
Like,
going to
even-
be people who ruined it.
Even fucking today, I see posts constantly, especially from women who are just like, I cannot actually talk in voice chat. As soon as I do, someone is gonna give me shit for being a woman, like immediately.
Yeah.
That still happens, and I'm like, yeah, like it sucks that the entire original purpose of this system was this thing, but like. The thing is, you can't mimic the intimacy and familiarity of people that you would invite to your couch with just strangers all around the world. I don't think it was ever gonna work that way.
Sure, I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It did for a while. Well, I mean, it did kind of for a while. People tolerated it for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think,
I
well,
guess I see
then,
what you're saying, but I still miss it. You know?
Oh yeah.
yeah, I suppose. I guess so. But I feel like you should
There's a lot of
maybe
stuff
check
about
your
it.
privilege. No.
All right, well, this will be my last episode of the Bakagaijinshow.
This is your I'm counting them. This is number 7.
I think you've done that gag more than we've mentioned slime, honestly.
Damn it! I gotta use the slime counter again. Fuck.
Yeah. Well, you know.
God. Anyway,
I believe it was time for news of the weird.
yeah, let's go into news of the weird. Let's go.
I am the news.
I am the Senate. Welcome to News of the Weird, telling you the news you need to know right now. Even if it's old. I just noticed this article's from 2015. Why am I giving... What?
Why am I being given articles from 2015? Yeah, I know it's funny.
Okay. Sorry, boys in the back. Not pertinent. Anyway, police called over ice cream cone with not enough sprinkles.
Oh, man.
After receiving an ice cream cone with not enough sprinkles over the weekend, a woman in Michigan decided to take matters into her own hands, literally, by screaming at the store clerk and attempting to punch the friend trying to calm her down. The unnamed woman entered the local gas station on Saturday and ordered an ice cream cone. When the clerk put too few sprinkles on it, she began to throw a tantrum. The clerk called police because the customer was upset because she didn't have enough sprinkles, the Mason County Sheriff told MLife. Her male companion attempted to calm her down, but she began trying to hit him. The two eventually left the store, but the clerk called the police with their license plate number. They'd already left the area before the cops arrived, though, so no charges were pressed. Guys, it's not even June. It's way too early in the season for this type of heat stroke-induced behavior to take over.
Heat stroke-induced behavior. Yeah,
I'm gonna be a little bit of a armchair psychologist here. I don't think it was about the sprinkles.
I don't think it was about the sprinkles. I feel like there was an underlying problem she had, and the sprinkles were just like a trigger of some kind. Yeah. So, not enough sprinkles, woman. If you want to come on the podcast and explain what the hell your deal was, we'd love to have you. Guys, that actually reminds me of a fucking video.
No, we get a vote. Who wants this bitch on this podcast?
Okay, what is a strong
No one
vote?
raised their hands. No one raised their hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you had to think about it, the answer is no.
I just thought it'd be funnier if I suggested and then don't vote for it personally. Yeah, that's a real vote. I'm just saying if I did it for funny, not because it's my actual opinion.
Yeah, for the record, this reminded me of like a fucking video that I saw on YouTube the other day of this woman who just got really, really upset about like getting kicked off the bus, and so she like just stood in front of the bus so that like they couldn't drive forward and just kind of like yelled at the bus driver, and then she like tried to like bang on the front windshield, and she hit it so hard that it fucking cracked, at which point she started crying because she realized, oh, I'm in trouble, and left.
Insanity. Yeah. Crash to insanity.
It's like, yeah, your tantrum's great until consequences start becoming a factor.
In other news, frustrated Indian food delivery driver heads out on horse after fuel queues. Zomato rider resorts to horsepower in Hyderabad after truckers.
You did not just call it horsepower.
That's what they called it.
Horsepower, two words.
God.
Zomato rider resorts to horsepower in Hyderabad after trucker strike causes fuel shortage and traffic jams. An Indian food delivery driver, frustrated by long queues for petrol, has resorted to... This might be Britain. Has resorted to horsepower to make his deliveries. A video clip shows the man trotting through the busy streets of Hyderabad in southern India. Oh, India. Well, India's got some British influence. They were conquered by them at one point. In southern India on a bay horse with a distinctive red bag of food deliveries, the food delivery app Zomato, the Indian equivalent of Deliveroo. What the fuck?
Deliveroo. What?
Oh, yes, yeah. Oh, that thing I don't know. Oh, it's an offshoot of the other thing I don't know.
Oh,
Got it.
well-known delivery service, Deliveroo.
Who was this written for?
Why can't you use FedEx like a normal fucking person?
Kevin, who gets food deliveries over FedEx?
Why can't you use...
dangling behind his back.
Right,
There were long queues at the petrol pumps in the city and traffic jams on Tuesday after a brief trucker strike caused a fuel shortage. The truck drivers were protesting against a proposed law that would impose heavy fines and 10-year jail sentences in hit-and-run incidents. They were protesting not being able to hit and run. What the hell?
What?
Okay. Okay. I don't know what's wrong with India's truck drivers. They called off the strike after the government said it would consult the drivers before going ahead. As the Zomato rider waved to surprised onlookers, he explained his choice of transport. In one of the video clips posted of his journey to social media, he says, "There was no petrol for my motorbike. I waited in the queue for 3 hours. I left after taking the order but couldn't get the petrol." Food delivery agents can often be seen zipping through clogged streets in India, weaving through the traffic in their rush to deliver on time. Amid intense competition, some food app companies offer 10-minute deliveries. They have attracted criticism for endangering the drivers' lives by putting them under pressure, despite knowing the chaos and gridlock of Indian roads. Ah, they're going through exactly what we did with the fucking 30-minute pizza thing in the 90s.
Yeah.
The companies say the delivery agents are not under pressure as they are not told about the 10-minute deadline. That's great when you have a deadline and you don't tell the person responsible for the deadline about the deadline.
Yeah,
It's great management.
Yeah, it turns out when you have a fucking delivery time deadline, drivers get stupid.
Well, yes, that's why they didn't tell them. But also, how are they supposed to know they're supposed to deliver it in 10 minutes if you don't? It's like if you tell them, they're putting themselves in danger. If you don't tell them, they're not actually doing it.
Yeah. So like.
Zomato in particular has specified that its employees are neither rewarded for on-time deliveries nor punished for late deliveries. Well, then what's the point?
Yeah, why did you make a fucking time limit then, a-hole?
Zomato marketing, I suppose. Zomato also says it plans to put a phone number on the delivery bag so people can report someone speeding or driving recklessly. Wow, fucking... Imagine getting your food early and the guy risks his life to get it to you and then you fucking snitch on them. That's great. That's great. Anyway, he rode a horse. He's on a horse. We're on a horse. Look at your horse. Now back to me. In other news, pastor accused of trying to throw a cook into the deep fryer at McDonald's for disrespecting his wife. Police have accused a North Carolina pastor of attacking a McDonald's cook and attempting to push him into the deep fryer. Dwayne Waden, 57, was arraigned... That's a name. On Thursday... Dwayne Waden was arrested on Thursday and charged with assault after the police were called to a McDonald's branch on S Main Street in High Point, North Carolina. Waden is a pastor at the Elevated Life International Ministries and works as a semi-truck driver, according to his Facebook
Wait, Elevated
page.
Life? Is that like High on Life?
No, it's not. No, it's not that.
I was promised things and didn't get them!
Anyway. He turned up at the fast food joint to assist his wife, Latoya Gladney. That is the most Death Note sounding name I've ever heard. Who was a manager in training at the branch. Yes, Dwayne Waden and his wife, Latoya Gladney.
Honestly, Dwayne Waden just makes me want to read this entire thing in Uwu.
Dwayne Waden. Latoya Gladney, who is a manager in training at the branch for police investigation because the Business Insider has seen Gladney, 44, is what called her husband to handle helping employees who told her police were disrespecting her. On entering the restaurant, police say Waden walked straight around the counter and launched an assault on the 34-year-old cook. The offender came into the McDonald's on S Main Street, walked around the counter, and placed his hands around the neck of the victim, pushing his head towards the deep fryer, the police investigation found. He is then accused of punching the cook several times, leaving him with scratches down his neck and a large contusion to his forehead and right eye. Emergency services were called to the scene, but his family took him to hospital for treatment. Waden did not stop the assault until several employees pulled off of the victim and restrained him until police arrived, police said. After viewing security camera footage of the incident, police arrested the pastor and charged him with assault. A trial has been set for the 22nd of January and a $1,000 bail has been set.
For the record, I'm glad that reading it in Uwu was every bit as funny as I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Good lord, man.
You're welcome.
For April Fools, we need to do an uwu section. We just need to do the entire thing in uwu voice.
No, yeah.
Hello, welcome to the bakagaijinshow.
Yeah, no.
How you doing?
You know what we need to do? We need to do the breaking new woos version. New woos of the weird.
In other news, yet another scrapped plane got stuck under a bridge in India.
Another? This happens regularly?
This one was on its way to becoming a restaurant, believe it or not.
Oh dear.
Sometimes, even when driving a normal passenger vehicle, it's easy to roll up to an especially low overpass with some skepticism that you'll actually be able to clear it. So we can only imagine the brilliant, beaming audacity of the driver of this truck hauling a scrapped passenger jet in India, who found their cargo stuck underneath a bridge in the city of Motihari on Friday. Most of the plane made it through, but the tail sure didn't. The aircraft, which was supposedly being transported to Assam, where the fuselage was to be converted into a restaurant, according to Camera One, was previously flown by Air India. When it struck Piprakothi Bridge during its 950-mile journey across the country last week, India is a big place, it took the combined effort of police, other truck drivers, and locals to dislodge the Airbus A320 and get the traffic moving again after several hours. In some footage that's been shared online, you can see people tending to the truck's tires, possibly to let air out to gain a few precious centimeters of space. As it turns out, planes getting stuck under bridges is not an uncommon occurrence in India. The last notable time this happened was November of 2022, when another cocksure truck driver wedged a fuselage, excellent use of cocksure by the way, a fuselage underneath an overpass in the Bapatla district of Andhra Pradesh. This also happened elsewhere in the country in 2021, below a pedestrian footpath. Must have been some view as well in 2019. Technically, since this is the latest incident happened on December 29th, we haven't had our almost annual plane jam for 2024 yet. Watch this space, because as soon as we catch wind, I'll be sure to share the news with you here. Oh, whoever writes for thedrive.com needs to get a raise.
You know what? Now we need to make this a fucking annual thing. It's like, let's look up the fucking annual, plane overpass jam.
You know what? I'll see if I remember in a year. Oh, right. I forgot about this one. Florida man. You know, we are.
Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
You know,
It's always amazing when it starts with Florida man.
Florida man seen taking live fish from indoor pond at Bass Pro Shops, video shows. Deputies said suspect fled the store with tarpaulin in hand. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is searching for a male who is seen taking a live fish from Bass Pro Shops on Wednesday evening, according to the Sheriff's Office. In a release, the deputy said the male entered a Bass Pro Shops, I hate that that's the correct way of saying it,
yeah,
in the Gulf Coast Town Center while carrying a fish net. He then used the net to remove a live tarpon from the indoor fish pond before fleeing the store with it. Hold on, they have a video.
Oh no. Okay, I'll put the video in.
He really just walked in there and took it. Hold on, I'll put this in
lobby chat.
Yeah, the chat of the lobbies, even though we're not in the lobby, but the lobby chat is for all. Wow, he really just fucking that's a young guy too. You think it would be like some old guy, but no, it's just he looks like he's in high school.
This guy just fucking waltzing in here, grabbing the fish and just going.
Yeah, not much more to the story than that, but funny.
That is. Yeah, let me see.
Thanks for the news.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I mean, it is something. He's just walking. He's just going.
Yeah. I wish I had that man's confidence, honestly.
I respect it.
In other news, a pizza topped with 1,001 varieties of cheese has been baked in France.
Oh,
Am I the only one who thinks that's too many cheeses? I feel like you're not going to pick out any distinct flavors.
No, you're absolutely not with that many. Your taste buds aren't that sensitive. Also, that implies that there are maggots in there.
Yeah, also...
Oh, no.
Also, I bet any dogs in the area, their nose was having a heaping hell of a time. A pair of French pizza...
Yeah, no, go ahead, go ahead.
A pair of French pizza chefs teamed up with a cheesemaker and a YouTube star. Of course, a YouTuber was involved in this. Of course, there's the. They probably said it in French, but it's like, hey guys, today we made a pizza with 1,001 different types of cheese. Some of them even have maggots, which we French people love. Chefs Benoit Burel and Fabien Montalenico.
Chef Benoit! Anyway.
Those are some fantastic French names. Worked with cheesemaker Sophie Patat Richard Luna. Holy shit, that's 3 last names. And YouTuber Florian On Air to break the Guinness World Record for most variety of cheese on a pizza. Burrell previously set the record at 254 cheeses in 2020, but his record was later broken by Morgan Niquet, I don't know, who cooked a pizza topped with 834 varieties. Imagine seeing that the record is 254 cheeses and go like, yeah, I can top that. And putting 834 varieties of cheese on a pizza.
Good lord.
Like, he just soared over that record. That's insane. The team's new pizza took the record for the largest display of cheese varieties, which was previously at 730 by fellow Frenchman Philippe Marchand in 2016. Burrell said that 940 of the pungent pies cheeses came from France, while the others were sourced from countries around the world. Fucking France, man. Imagine making a pizza with over 1,000 cheeses, and 940 of them come from France. Like, there's so many other cheeses out in the world. How much cheese is out there? Holy shit.
Oh god.
I have been a pizza maker for 13 years, Burrell told... No, is that... Wait, hold on. No, Burrell was the chef. Sorry, I was thinking of the cheese maker. No, sorry. Well, I don't know his gender identity. Interesting. I have been a pizza maker for 13 years, Burrell told Guinness World Records. I invented my own pizza recipes, and since working in my own business, my only dream is to make pizzas with the widest variety of cheeses. Well, you succeeded. You sure succeed. I have a picture. Nope, it's a video. Damn it. I guess I can take a screenshot. I can take a screenshot. I'm taking a screenshot. Look at this thing. Look at this thing.
Oh my god, what the fuck?
Yeah, look at this
What the
thing.
hell is
Look,
oh my
listen.
god. No. That's not a pizza.
It's less...
That is a cheesecake.
That's a literal cheese. Yeah, it's less of a pizza and more of a pizza that has a giant slab of cheese on it.
Yeah, that's a piece of bread with a bunch of cheese on it. In other words, you know, the average YouTuber's impression of... I don't know. That's dumb. That
It's
YouTuber's
stupid,
dumb.
yeah.
Don't subscribe. Do not hit the bell icon.
I'm sure he speaks French anyway.
Don't
so I think
stay
we can worry about
updated with the newest videos.
You keep proving my point, Zeke.
that. Make sure to unclick that subscribe button so you never have to watch my bullshit again. Pretty funny. Damn, that... It is mesmerizing, though. I'm looking at it and I'm like, yeah, I could tell there's 1,000 varieties of cheese tucked in there.
Yeah, it's fascinating how wrong it is.
That's a really good way to put that.
Yeah.
I think you guys are being a little hard on 1,001 cheeses here. I mean, I love cheese. I love many varieties of cheese. Is it possible? Like, you know, I'm not saying it's good, but I think as like a human endeavor.
It is impressive in its endeavor, but in terms of like actual cuisine,
Man, you guys
no.
would have been the fucking guys, you know, at the time. It's like, they've landed on the moon. You're like, why'd they go to the moon? There's nothing even there. For the sheer human achievement of it.
For the thrill of it. Okay, you know what? I get it. Okay,
Just
you know,
to prove they could.
I get it. That's fair. You know,
Yeah.
endeavors.
Do better.
Endeavors humans had never thought possible. 1,001
Yeah.
cheeses on a pizza. Going to the moon.
Yeah. Equally impressive ventures.
Yeah, but the ones I want to happen, like, you know, the invention of cat girls, of sentient cat girls, you know, we're
Yeah.
still way behind on that one, and I don't see anybody
Okay,
working on that.
I see. So you're just jealous of the 1,001 cheese pizza. I understand. You just look at this pizza like, why can't you be a sentient cat girl?
Right. Exactly.
Oh, great. Yeah, sure. Let's just look at every new fucking achievement or invention and just yell at it for not being a cat girl. Okay, that makes...
You know what?
Honestly,
Yes.
pretty based, honestly.
I'm doing that now.
Some scientist walks out of the lab like, I've done it! I finally cured cancer! And you're like, oh, come on!
Cat girls are right there!
Cancer? Oh, that's like priority number 12.
See, we have our priorities in order.
Uh-huh, yeah.
We know what's really important.
Understandable. Anyway, in other news, spying on beavers from space could help save California.
What?
A group of scientists taught an algorithm to spot beaver ponds and satellite imagery, which has the potential to help drought-ridden areas like California bounce back. For the first time in 4 centuries, it's good to be a beaver. Long persecuted for their pelts and reviled as pests, the dam-building rodents are today hailed by scientists as ecological saviors. Their ponds and wetlands store water in the face of drought, filter out pollutants, furnish habitats for endangered species, and fight wildfires. In California, Castor canadensis is so prized that the state recently committed millions to its restoration. While beavers' benefits are indisputable, however, our knowledge remains riddled with gaps. We don't know how many are out there, or which direction their populations are trending, or which watersheds most desperately need a beaver infusion.
Beaver infusion?
Few states
You know
have
what this place
systematically...
needs? Needs like 50% more beavers.
What's this? A township woefully defective beavers? A large influx of beavers ought to put a stop to this.
Dr. Beaver!
Few states have systematically surveyed them. Moreover, many beaver ponds are tucked into remote streams far from human settlements, where they're near impossible to count. There's so much we don't understand about beavers, in part because we don't have a baseline of where they are, says Emily Fairfax, beaver researcher at the University of Minnesota. But that's starting to change. Over the past several years, a team of beaver scientists and Google engineers have been teaching an algorithm to spot the rodents' infrastructure on satellite images. Their creation has the potential to transform our understanding of these paddle-tailed engineers and help climate-stressed states like California aid their comeback. And while the model hasn't yet gone public, researchers are already salivating over its potential. Imagine looking at satellite footage of beaver dams and drooling.
Just going, oh.
Humana, 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 humana. All our efforts in this state should be taken advantage. Beaver. All our efforts in this state should be taking advantage of this powerful mapping tool, says Kristen Wilson, the lead forest scientist at the conservation organization and nature. Sorry, I gotta read the sentence again. The lead forest scientist at the conservation organization, the Nature Conservancy. Oh, I wonder what they do with the Nature Conservancy. Well, they conserve nature. What?
Really?
Ah!
Yeah, the beaver mapping model is the brainchild of Eddie Corwin, former member of Google's real estate sustainability group. How's that going, by the way?
Yeah.
Around 2018, Corwin began to contemplate how his company might become the better steward of water, particularly the many coastal creeks that run past its Bay Area offices. In the course of his research, Corwin read Water, A Natural History by an author aptly named Alice Outwater. Man, she was born to write a book about water.
I know what I must do.
It is my destiny to write about water. One chapter dealt with beavers, whose bountiful wetlands, Outwater wrote, can hold millions of gallons of water and reduce flooding and erosion downstream. Corwin, captivated, devoured other beaver books and articles, and soon started proselytizing to his friend Dan. Why do you have to say proselytizing? To his friend Dan Ackerstein, a sustainability consultant who works with Google. We both fell in love with beavers, Corwin. I can tell you were proselytizing about them. Join me, brothers, in the Church of the Beaver.
The phrases beaver spotting and we both fell in love with beavers. These mean very different. These mean very different things to voyeurists.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Corwin's beaver obsession met a receptive corporate culture. Google's employees are famously encouraged to devote time to passion projects, the policy that produced Gmail. Corwin, we're really putting this on the same level, huh?
Who
This-
wrote this fucking article?
This beaver satellite observation will be the greatest invention since Gmail.
That's a contender for episode title.
Yeah. Beavers,
that-
as
write
cool
that
as
down.
Gmail.
I will.
Write that down for me. Corwin decided his passion was beavers, but how best to assist the buck-toothed architects? Corwin knew that beaver infrastructure, their sinuous dams, I'm probably not saying that right, sprawling ponds and spidery canals, is often so epic it can be seen from space. In 2010, a Canadian researcher discovered the world's longest beaver dam, a stick-in-the-mud bulwark that stretches more than half a mile across an Alberta park, by perusing Google Earth. Corwin and Ackerstein began to wonder whether they could contribute to beaver research by training a machine learning algorithm to automatically detect beaver dams and ponds on satellite imagery, not one by one, but thousands at a time, across the surface of an entire state.
Beavers detected, moving to intercept.
Beavers detected. After discussing the concept with Google's engineers and programmers, how do you open that conversation? Corwin and Ackerstein decided it was technically feasible. They reached out next to Fairfax, who'd gained renown for a landmark 2020 study showing that beaver ponds provide damp, fireproof refuges in which other species can shelter during wildfires. In some cases, Fairfax found, beaver wetlands even stopped blazes in their tracks. The critters were such talented firefighters that she'd half-jokingly proposed that the U.S. Forest Service changed its mammal mascot, Smokey the Bear. Farewell, Smokey Bear. Hello, Smokey Beaver. By the way, it's a different tangent. You know they replaced Smokey Bear with that Firefox thing that looks like a furry outfit? I love that so much.
Oh my god, no. They did not. No.
Yes, I did. I tweeted about this like 4 months ago.
Oh my god.
Smokey the Bear has been out for a while. He's been replaced by, I forget their name, but it's a Firefox, and it looks like what the fuck's that Pokemon? Delphinox? It kinda looks like that.
Delphox. Oh god.
Yeah, it looks
Delphox? What the
it kinda
fuck?
it kind of looks like Delphox and yeah. Hold on, let me look that up. I'm gonna show you a picture of this thing. Hold on.
Man, next thing you know, Family Guy's gonna make a fucking routine where Smokey the Bear is at the retired mascots thing, and he ends up being the Charlie Brown of the group, where he comes in and he's just drunk off his ass, and and just lamenting in the corner, completely drinking and on acid about like the forest fires in California and about fucking gender parties.
Right, yeah. Oh yeah,
Gender
the fucking
reveal
gender
parties.
reveal parties, yeah.
Yeah, do you know the skit I'm talking about, the one where it's the Charlie Brown reunion, and Charlie Brown is with a hooker and he's on drugs.
Yeah.
And he's on drugs because his life is terrible because everyone bullied him when he was a kid, and like
That's-
Smokey's gonna be the same way.
Yeah.
Here it is. Ember the Fox. Here it is.
Oh,
I found my tweet.
Oh my god, that does look like a Pokemon.
Look, I'm not saying the
My
great
God.
furry. I'm not saying the great furry replacement theory is real, but replacing Smokey the Bear with Ember the Fox has me asking the hard questions.
Oh my god. Is it Rule 34 of that?
I'll look.
Kevin, look it up. Kevin, look it up. Look up Ember the Fox Rule 34.
You're the gay one, so go ahead.
Yeah.
You're the closest to being a furry of any of us.
Yes, there's porn of it.
God.
Ember the fire.
We are succeeding as a species.
Ember the fire smart fox is a tag. Yes.
Oh my god.
I hate the internet.
Oh.
I love this tangent. Can I get back to the
Oh
Beaver
my
space
God.
article?
Yeah, please, please.
Fairfax
By all
was enthusiastic about the pond mapping idea. She and her students already used Google Earth to find beaver dams to study within burned areas, but it was a laborious process, one that demanded endless hours of tracing alpine streams across screens. That's a
nice
satisfying
rhyme,
way to
yeah,
write
yeah.
that. Streams across screens in search for the bulbous signature of a beaver pond. An automated beaver finding tool, she says, could increase the number of fires I can analyze by an order of magnitude. With Fairfax's blessing, Corwin, Ackerstein, and a team of programmers set about creating their model. The task, they decided, was best suited to a convolutional
Convolution.
neural network. That's a word. Neural network, a type of algorithm that essentially tries to figure out whether a given chunk of geospatial data includes a particular object, whether a stretch of mountain stream contains a beaver dam, say. Fairfax and some obligating beaverologists from the Utah State University submitted thousands of coordinates for confined...
Beaverologists.
Yeah, imagine going
to college for like zoology and then being like, yeah, I want to study beavers so I can be a beaverologist. And I'm like, I think you just want to
doing
have
good
a lot
work.
of sex because there's innuendos there. Also, we need to be searching for innuendos.
Yes. Implying that I'm never searching for innuendos.
I'm just imagining this bored beaverologist hanging around Utah being like, oh, why don't I get any work as a beaverologist? And all of a sudden Google calls like, yo, we're trying to track beavers from space. Get in here.
Fucking NASA working with beaverologists. Let's go.
Yep. Thousands of coordinates for confirmed dams, ponds, and canals, which the Googlers... the Googlers.
They call themselves Googlers?
Wired.com calls them Googlers.
Oh my shit.
Googlers matched up with their own high-resolution images to teach the model to recognize the distinctive appearance of beaver works. The team also fed the algorithm negative data, images of beaverless streams and wetlands. The heathens, the cursed lands with nary a beaver in sight, so that it would know what it wasn't looking for. They dubbed their model the Earth Engine Automated Geospatial Elements Recognition, or EAGER. Yes, as an eager beaver.
Son of a bitch.
I fucking
hate everything.
Jesus Christ.
Training Eager to pick out beaver ponds wasn't easy. The American West was rife with human-built features that seemingly practically designed to fool a beaver-seeking AI model. Curving roads reminded Eager of winding dams. The edges of man-made reservoirs registered as a beaver-built pond. Most confoundingly, weirdly, were neighborhood cul-de-sacs whose asphalt circles surrounded by gray strips of sidewalk bore an uncanny resemblance to a beaver pond fringed by a dam. I don't think anybody anticipated that suburban America was full of what a computer would think were beaver dams, Zackerstein says.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought that, sure.
Yeah, that's
something I didn't think about.
Yeah, this isn't technology that I thought was going to get this kind of use, and yet here we fucking are.
As the researchers pumped more data into Eager, it got better at distinguishing beaver ponds from imposters, false idols of the beaver world. In May 2023, the Google team, along with the beaver researchers Fairfax, Joe Whedon, no relation, and Wally McFarlane, probably also no relation, published a paper in the Journal of Geophysical Research, Biogeosciences. That's a fun word. Demonstrating the model's efficacy. The group fed Eager more than 13,000 landscape images with beaver dams from 7 western states, along with some 56,000 damless locations, which are of course to be damned. The model categorized the landscape accurately, beaver dammed or not.
It's still going!
Categorized it accurately, beaver dammed or not, 98.5% of the time. Damn.
Wow.
This AI knows what it's doing. Fuck. That statistic, granted, oversells Eager's perfection. Damn it, I was just singing its praises article. Why you gotta backtrack on me? The Google team opted to make a model fairly liberal. The beaver AI knows who it's voting for. Meaning that when
the beaver AI is too liberal.
I think the gays should have
trying
rights.
to take the beavers from us!
I think the gays should have rights, and also we should find more beavers. When it predicts whether or not a pixel of satellite imagery contains a beaver dam, it's more likely to err on the side of spitting out a false positive. Eager still requires a human to check its answers, in other words, but it can dramatically expedite the work of scientists like Fairfax by pointing them to thousands of probable beaver sites. It's a beaver radar. We're not going to replace the expertise of biologists, but the model's success is making human identification much more efficient. Eager's use cases are many. The model could be used to estimate beaver numbers, monitor population trends, calculate beaver-provided ecosystem services like water storage and fire prevention. It could help states figure out where to reintroduce beavers, where to target stream and wetland restoration, where to create conservation areas. It could allow researchers to track beavers spread in the Arctic as the rodents move north with climate change, or their movements in South America, where beavers were introduced in the 40s and have since proliferated. We literally cannot handle all the requests we're getting, says Fairfax. The algorithm's most promising application might be in California. The Golden State has a tortured relationship with beaver. I don't know about them beavers, dude. I mean, their AI is liberal, but I don't know about the beavers. For decades, the state generally denied that the species was native. Beaver deniers.
God.
Beaver deniers.
Beaver deniers.
Heathens denying the profligacy of the beaver.
Beavers aren't real. They aren't real.
Shut up, entire state of California. The byproduct of an industrial-scale fur trade that wiped beavers from the west coast before biologists could properly survey them. Although recent historical research proved that beavers belong virtually everywhere in California, many water managers and farmers still perceive them as a nuisance, and frequently have them killed for plugging up road culverts and meddling with irrigation infrastructure. These guys are lynching beavers! Yet those deeply entrenched attitudes are changing. After all, no state is in more dire need of beavers' water storage services than flammable, drought-stricken, flood-prone California.
Oh my god.
Damn, this writer had a grudge.
Dude, I am learning so much more about beavers, beaver infrastructure, beaver detection infrastructure, beaver AI detection software, and Google than I ever thought I would today.
In recent years, thanks to the tireless lobbying by a campaign called Bring Back the Beaver, the California Department of Fish and Wildlife, why does fish get its own category? Fish don't count. We learned this from Cats and Dogs 3, Paws Unite. Has begun to overhaul its outdated beaver policies, which might be my favorite phrase I've read so far. In 2022, the state budgeted more than $1.5 million for beaver restoration and announced it would hire 5 scientists to study and support the rodents. It also revisited its official approach to beaver conflict to prioritize coexistence over lethal trapping. And this fall, the Wildlife Department relocated a family of 7 beavers onto the ancestral lands of the Mountain Maidu people, the state's first beaver release in almost 75 years.
Release.
The first beaver release in almost 75 years.
So many new phrases I've learned today. All
It's
of them
only
having to do with
appropriate.
beavers.
It's only appropriate, then, that California is where Eager is going to get its first major test. The Nature Conservancy and Google plan to run the model across the state sometime in 2024, a comprehensive search for every last beaver dam and pond. That should give the state's wildlife department a good sense of where its beavers are living, roughly how many it has, and where it could use more. The model will also provide California with a solid baseline data against which it can compare future populations to see whether its new policies are helping beavers recover.
Woo! 2024, Year of the Beaver!
And finally, last
Year of the
paragraph.
Dragon!
Last paragraph. What's next for Eager after its California trial? The main thing Ackerstein says is to train it to identify beaver works in new places. Although beaver dams and ponds present as fairly similar in every state, the model also relies on context clues from the surrounding landscape, and a sagebush plateau in Wyoming looks very different from a deciduous forest in Massachusetts. The team also has to figure out Eager's long-term fate. Will it remain a tool hosted by Google, spin off into a standalone product, become a service operated by a university or non-profit? That's the challenge for the future. How do we make this more universally accessible and usable? Corwin says, the beaver revolution may not be televised, but it will definitely be documented by satellites.
Oh my shit.
And we are not topping that.
No, we're not. That is the weirdest news we're going to hear all week.
Thank you for joining me on another segment of News of the Weird. I hope you liked it.
I liked it.
I have no idea how to even react to this. I just read the most in-depth and yet cheeky... Like, is there a whole subculture of beaver enthusiasts that I just missed? Because that was written with the passion of a fucking... fucking fan fiction.
Beaver researchers. Beaverology is real.
Yeah. Don't underestimate the spread of beaverology.
The Church of Beaverology.
Be with the beaver, my friend.
Go be with Beaver.
And Beaver be with you.
And I think that'll do it for our first segment.
Stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, beloved members of our dam building community, and honored guests who have gathered here today, I stand before you to share a sermon that celebrates the sacred and industrious spirit of the beaver. In this unique and whimsical congregation, we embark on a journey that explores the teachings of the beaverist faith, a religion centered around the remarkable creature that symbolizes diligence, unity, and the art of creation. As we gather in this sanctuary of gnawed logs and carefully crafted dams, let us reflect on the lessons we can draw from the lives of our furry aquatic brethren. In the heart of our beaverist beliefs lies a profound reverence for the beaver's ability to transform its environment, demonstrating the divine qualities of industriousness and cooperation. As we delve into the teachings of the beaverist scripture, we find inspiration in the way these creatures collaborate to build their homes and shape their destiny, reminding us of the strength we derive from unity. Just as the beavers tirelessly work to construct their dam, we too are called to build and nurture the communities we find ourselves a part of. The flowing waters of our lives may present challenges, but through cooperation and perseverance, we can create barriers of resilience and harmony. The beaver, with its keen instincts and tireless labor, becomes a living testament to the rewards of dedication and communal effort. In the coming moments, let us open our hearts to the teachings of the mighty beaver, drawing wisdom from their instinctual drive to create, their ability to adapt to changing tides, and their interconnected existence within the grand tapestry of nature. May the dams they construct be a metaphor for the strong foundations we aim to build in our own lives, both individually and as a congregation dedicated to the principles of the beaverist faith. As we embark on this spiritual journey, let us celebrate the beaver as a symbol of strength, community, and the transformative power of our collective endeavors. Amen. Welcome back to the show. It's time for the Reddit dive. You know this part.
I'm still on the beavers thing.
Yeah. Will we ever be off the beavers thing? Honestly?
No, you've completely destroyed my life.
Yeah.
Well, beavers are destroying people's lives in California.
Oh my
no,
God.
beavers are going to save their lives in California.
Right, yeah.
How did I read that whole thing?
Right,
You didn't even get the main point of the fucking art. Wow, you're dumb. Wow.
Beavers could save your life.
Kevin, I'm being entirely serious right now.
Okay,
I need you to listen to me.
Yes.
This is very important for the future of the human race. I need you to never breed.
Well, I was never planning on it, so you're good.
Yeah. Okay.
Listen to me. I was silent during most of that because my jaw was just on the floor listening to whatever the fuck I was listening to.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. There was a lot to take in.
Kevin, I believe you were given specifically your teeth, wildly unattractive though they may be, specifically to be the end of your bloodline.
Yeah. No. Trust me, I am the bloodline dies with me, sir.
Yeah. Kevin Faulkner, an evolutionary dead end.
I suppose so.
Welcome to the Reddit dive. We're diving into Reddit. We're finding some stuff. We're reading it
Maybe
to
we
you.
can find an article about eugenics on Reddit. Maybe we can fix whatever Kevin produces.
I'd rather not take the chance, honestly. Is it really so much to ask Kevin to just not reproduce?
I mean,
he's one guy.
Dude, you don't have to ask. I already made that decision.
Shut up. We're making decisions for you.
Thank you?
Your agreement is appreciated, but not essential. Anyway.
Can we talk about anime on this podcast?
What's that?
Oh, right, we're in between seasons, so there's nothing to talk about yet. That's right.
Yeah.
Shit. Why did we do this podcast today?
To
talk about fucking beavers! Jesus.
Anyway, let's start off with a Reddit post of some kind. Medium Tifu.
Okay.
Today I fucked
We'll
up.
be the judge of that.
Yep. Today I fucked up by sleepwalk.
Listen, every medium Tifu we've had has been relatively a medium Tifu, though. It's the large ones we bring under harsh scrutiny.
Yeah.
Today I fucked up by sleepwalking and destroying a random woman's room after she invited me to cuddles.
Oh no.
You have derelicted the sanctity of cuddles. I'll start the story off by saying I no longer drink. You'll soon find out why. But even when I did, this is my only experience sleepwalking. I was hanging out drinking with a few friends after a punk show. We were pretty wasted. It was getting late. We wanted to keep drinking. We heard some other friends were partying at their house, so we loaded up, headed there. Never been to one, but knew one of the roommates. We get there, keep drinking for a few hours. I ended up meeting the roommates. Roommates has 2 M's. I need you to understand. Roommates has 2 M's. Roommates. All right. Yeah, we got that covered. Hit it off with one in particular. We spent the whole party talking. Roommates.
You spelled it roommates.
We spent the whole party talking, and by the end of the night, about 4:30 a.m., that's the end of the night. That's the beginning of the morning. That's what that is.
Yeah.
She asked if I wanted to come up to her room to sleep. We made out a little. I went to bed walking on air that I randomly met someone awesome who liked me back. Next thing I knew, I can hear her saying, hey dude, hey dude, what the fuck are you doing? I open my eyes and I'm standing in front of her window with the blinds drawn. Then it hits me that I am urinating as high as humanly possible all over the window and blinds. Full coverage. Full coverage. I stopped, of course, and apologized profusely. And then she said, the bathroom is down the hall. And I, like a fucking idiot, said, I don't think I need it anymore. Instead of just pretending to go, I cleaned up most of it, but it was all over the blind. She told me to come back to bed and clean it up in the morning. Next thing I remember, we woke up, and to my horror, it wasn't all a bad dream. So I get up, embarrassed, ashamed, clean off the blinds, but it was all over the windowsill. I pulled the blinds up. When I did, knocked over a 6-foot-tall mirror that had been leaning against the wall near the window. The mirror shattered on her hardwood floor, sending glass all over the room, and so I started cleaning up the glass and cut my hand open. I'll never forget the look she gave me when she said, I got it, dude, just go home before something else happens. I left her sitting there in a room full of piss and broken glass.
Yeah, that qualifies for medium Tifu. Yeah.
I love top comment. I pray I never pull anything like this.
Yep.
Never get so fucking blackout drunk that you ever do this, please.
Yeah, know your limits, folks.
Yeah.
Yep.
You gotta edge on your limits, not push them, not completely go past them. I don't care if a pretty girl's involved. That's how you get in trouble. That's how you lose your career. That's how you get ratioed on Twitter.
Dude, I have.
And there's nothing worse than that in life.
Honestly.
I have gone past my limits on drinking exactly one time, and I had the mother of all fucking hangovers the next day, and I was miserable. Like, God, don't do it, people.
Kevin, give my fucking voice a break.
Okay, I will. To be fair,
read, Kevin.
You read like a 20-minute long Beaver article. Okay. We got Naita here. Am I the asshole for banning my son's boyfriend from my house? Okay.
His house.
In the middle of the cul-de-sac.
Probably. Most likely.
Probably.
My 48M son, 22M, is dating a bum. To make things clear, my problem isn't that my son's dating another man, it's that he's dating a complete bum. Okay, so we're completely clear on that. Good, okay. Good on dodging the homophobia allegations.
So it's not good. So
Okay.
it's not the penis that bothers you, it's what they do with it. Got it.
His boyfriend literally stinks of booze to the point it's noticeable just if he breathes in your general direction, and if he spends too much time in a room, the smell literally starts lingering. When I talked with my son about it, he defended him, saying that he's not drinking much, but his bad teeth are intensifying the booze smell from his breath. Wow. I have no idea if that's complete bullcrap my son's using to not admit his boyfriend is a complete drunk, but either way, his smell is still obnoxious as hell, and it doesn't seem like his boyfriend tries to cover it up at all. And the second thing his boyfriend's doing is making so many backhanded comments towards my wife and son's mother for literally no reason. He keeps telling my wife stuff like, you look pretty tired today, or even, you should take a shower later, you look like you really need it. And my son doesn't even see any of these comments as rude and thinks I'm overreacting whenever I call his boyfriend out on them. Honestly, I've had it with this boyfriend of his, and I've told my son he's not allowed to bring him bring him anymore to my house till his boyfriend cleans up his act and stops stinking up the house with both his behavior and his smell. My son, however, thinks that I'm only banning him because I'm a homophobe, and I'm using weak arguments to hide my bigotry. I think I might have alienated my son a bit when I told him that his boyfriend's just a disgusting person to be around in general. Am I the asshole?
No, if what we're reading is accurate, but this story is so one-sided that I feel like there's stuff we're not hearing.
Yeah, there's clearly stuff we're not hearing.
Yeah, but like, if what you're saying is accurate, you are not the asshole. I think that's completely reasonable to want your boyfriend to want your son's boyfriend to clean up his act before he comes back. I think that's honestly very fair. But like, I don't know, man. It's too vague. That's my thing here. This is way too vague.
I need some. This is one where I really need someone else's perspective on the events.
Yeah. Like, I want to hear what the son has to say about this.
Yeah. But as it's written, not the asshole.
Yeah, as it's written, not the asshole. This one's pretty clear.
Yeah. Sarah, can you read, or are you please?
Yeah.
Okay.
Throw one at me.
All right. Swing, bada, swing, bada, swing.
Oh God, you gave me this one. Of course you did. Waiting for Google Chrome to load up Reddit. Today I fucked up by ignoring my car's maintenance. Yes,
oh, no.
Yes you did. Never ignore your car's maintenance, folks. I don't care what it costs.
What if it's like $13,000?
Get a new car. There are cheaper cars in the market. If you need a car.
Yeah.
Large Tifu, according to this knucklefuck. Context: I, 20 male, am a beginner at driving. It's been 6 months since I started to learn to drive. I only know to drive and nothing about the working, the dashboard signs and warnings, the subtle changes the car goes through during the drive. My car used to make certain rattling noises when the accelerator is engaged. This was a persistent problem, so I went as far... It sounds like your engine's knocking. This was a persistent problem, so I went as far as posting it on a sub to find a possible problem and its corresponding solution. Many people advised me that it might be an alternator belt issue. That's possible. It could also be your cylinders knocking. I promised myself to get it fixed as soon as possible, and I don't use my car that frequently. And to be honest, I am a bit stingy when it comes to apparent minor problems. If your car's making that noise, it's not a minor problem. That's an engine issue.
Yeah.
Stingy when it comes to apparent minor problems related to almost anything, like my car, my bikes, even my own health. Sad emoji face.
That is an excellent. I need to copy paste. That is an excellent sad emoji face.
If you have a phone, a lot of them have the emoticon, the pre-made emoticons, and that's one of them. And then lo and behold, this rattling noise goes away on its own. Okay.
Oh no.
I cannot contain my happiness as I would. That usually means whatever was rattling finally broke off.
Yeah, that's a bad thing.
Yeah. Skipping forward maybe a month or two, I see a missing belt after I pop open the hood. I try to ignore it and pretend that it was never there.
No!
Forget about it entirely. My car runs smoothly without any issues. Oh no.
For now.
For now. Skipping again 2 days. Now the real F-up begins. Cousin's getting married. Me and my sister decide to pay her a visit and check up on the preparations. Obviously my car enthusiastic ass wants to drive the moment I get a chance. So how are you a car enthusiast and you don't take care of your car?
No. He likes driving the car. He doesn't like anything else about it.
Oh my god. I'm gonna guess this is a Dodge Charger. Anyway, it's evening. Both me and my sis get a car. A car's functionality pretty smooth, by the way. Almost reached the destination, and to no surprise, it breaks down, thankfully, on the section that's open between the barricades or dividers from a U-turn. Shit, never expected to experience a car breakdown. Thankfully, there was a garage nearby, and the issue was solved temporarily by charging the battery. As you all might have guessed, this was caused by the missing belt that charges the car battery. Yes, it's the...
This guy's dumb as bricks.
Also, I don't like how he keeps censoring his swearing. You're an adult, dude. We're all adults here.
Yeah, it's fucking Reddit. Everyone curses here.
Oh no. It's fine. But if he's gonna curse, just go with it. You know. It got dark.
He keeps doing it, but he keeps censoring himself. Like he curses very frequently, but he doesn't actually curse.
Yeah.
Right. It got dark real quick. With the barely charged battery, I started my journey. Used Google Maps to find
You skipped a
that
paragraph.
different garage. Sorry. Was that enough effed up? I asked God, and the reply came a little. God, this guy writes like a shithead. I asked God, and the reply came not for the God thing, just his syntax is terrible.
Yeah.
And the reply came a little late, a little bit late. We will see why. Again, run-on sentence. The garage didn't have the alternator belt, so the mechanic asked me to visit a nearby garage that was almost 15 kilometers away. So without any option, I had to get it fixed. I told my sis to visit our cousin, and I'll get the car fixed in the meantime. It got real dark real quick. With the battery barely charged, I'm saying it that way because that's the only way it makes sense. I started my journey. Used Google Maps to find a different garage. Google Maps don't provide the best route to BH. And to find a safe route on the... Oh, he's Indian. Okay. And to find a safe route on the majestic Indian roads is no easy job, even for veterans. Maps... This explains so fucking much.
Got a lot of India stories today.
I'm not hating against Indians. I'm hating against their car culture, which is non-existent.
Yeah.
This is the country that invented the Tata Nano. Anyway, say for maps tell me to take the big flyover and then turn back after the exit. My dumbass didn't realize that the headlights were dimming as I was driving. Headlights go off. I'm driving in the Oblivion 8-line highway without lights. The highway is under construction, like the barricades aren't set up. There's a big gap in place of the barricades, and it's a few centimeters deep, almost 20 centimeters deep. My dumbass keeps driving. Pitch darkness. No street lights, no lamps, no headlights, no lanes marked on the highway, none of that sparkling pods that help keep you centered on the road. Bam! I slid 2 tires into the pit 20 centimeters deep in the place of the barricades. Sit. Actually experienced my first accident. I somehow managed not to roll over, and I don't know how, but even managed to sit back on the road. Amazing, considering Indian cars are really shit. Screeching noise caused by the car's bottom grinding against the concrete echoes through my ears. Sit times 100. What the fuck? What are you? This is writing. Really effed up. Stranded in the middle of the highway exactly on the overtaking lane. Car's battery is low, so the emergency lights were working on dim. It was past 9 on the highway, so the highways are ruled by trucks and lorries. No apparent car visible. I got out, tried calling the car battery guy that charged the battery previously. Phone switched off, or that's what the AI lady said. Panic ensues. What should I do times 3? Sorry, what should I do? Tried calling the new garage that was recommended by the battery guy. Man picks up, telling me that he'll be there shortly. I wait. Streams and streams of trucks and lorries pass by. Some of them almost reaching me. Sweats as it was pitch black. I tried signaling them with my phone's flashlight. 45 minutes passed by. Me continuously signaling the trucks away that could possibly kill me any moment if I were careless. Get out of the road. Mechanics arrive and install a new belt. I was charged extra for VIP on road service with phone's flashlight and pitch darkness. Where trucks pass by that could potentially hit us. Realized a big lesson today. Don't be like me. Get your car fixed. If it needs to be, even a small problem can cause an F up. This isn't a large Tifu. I'm sorry. Didn't realize that it almost feels like it doesn't happen when I'm typing this. Maybe I'm still shield shocked.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm still shocked by the screeching noise. Anyways, that's all that happened, and I think it was a nice experience that scared the living shit out of me. Then why is it a large Tifu?
Yeah, if you end your Tifu with "it was a nice experience," it was not a large Tifu.
But it'll make me a better driver, and not only knows how to drive, but also knows when my car needs maintenance. Thanks for reading. Never give me something written by a person who's ESL again. Jesus Christ. TLDR, I ignored my car's maintenance and got straight on a highway. That too on the overtaking lane.
I mean, to be fair, Indian traffic is something else. I can
That
see
is
why that'd be
true.
scary.
Yeah.
I like top comment because I've said this to people before. They say if you don't schedule your car's maintenance, it will schedule it for you, and it will never pick a good time.
Yeah.
And that's absolutely true. That's with a lot of things. Same thing with home maintenance. Like if you've got a leaky toilet, fix it, because if you're not, then you're looking at a floor replacement.
Yep.
You know, and that's an even bigger deal. Also, usually when you don't keep up general maintenance on your car, like You know, changing your oil, making sure your belts are good, making sure you constantly keep it fluided and clean. And this is the one that most people miss: clean, especially during the winter. You should always keep your car cleaned during the winter. Why? Because salt and water mixed together creates an exothermic reaction and an oxidizing reaction. And a lot of the underbelly, while most exterior of the car is like fiberglass, a combination of fiberglass, plastic, and everything else, and is coated to resist that stuff, even though it's still not good for it, you should still clean the salt off your car as often as possible. The undercarriage of your car is oftentimes, that's where the frame is, and oftentimes a lot of that is steel, and it will rust. And you're asking for body rust. So clean your car if you ever get sludge or snow stick on or too much salt on the road.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't think cleaning your car is part of general maintenance, but it absolutely is, and it will make your car last a lot longer. But yeah, no. Yeah, dude, I know that driving is fun, but you have to make sure you take care of the thing that you're driving, or else you could get hit by a lorry.
Yeah.
Yep.
A Hugh lorry.
You've been hit by, you've been struck by
Hugh Laurie. You've been struck by a truck. Ow!
Ow! You've been hit by.
Anyway, it's time for another. It's time for another large Tifu. Maybe this one will actually be a large Tifu. Let's be the judge. Today I fucked up. My wife wants to divorce me because I gave her water from a cup that the dog licked. Well, this was something I did months ago and confessed today. My wife is disturbed by my behavior. She has become paranoid about what I might have done when I got angry at her during a fight or intense argument. We have been married for a year, and before that we lived together for 2 years with a golden dog. I am a person who hardly gets angry and loses temper. This is because it has been a life experience for me to avoid getting angry or annoyed by most things, since getting angry at most things is not necessarily worth it. I used to get mad frequently, and due to that behavior, I smashed some stuff, prefab walls, doors, keyboards, etc. Rarely glass, as it is a pain in the ass to clean up its pieces. Basically, while gaming, if I rage, I smash the desk, wardrobe, or hit walls with a bamboo sword. I used to do kendo, so I have practice swords at home. But my anger never extends.
You hit walls with a bamboo sword? What?
I used to do kendo, so I have practice swords at home. But my anger never extends to people.
This guy has studied the way of the blade.
I never lose that sense that I will never touch a person in a raging state unless it is a life or death situation. So, I developed a nonchalant attitude over small fights, mostly ignoring the wife and going for gaming. I love that sentence. I don't know why it's all in quotations, but I love it.
Wife is temporary, gaming is eternal.
It was one of those small fights that didn't have reasons worth mentioning, but you know how it is with women sometimes. I don't.
No. What?
No, please give me context.
I don't like this guy. I
can't appraise this without context.
This guy gives off rancid vibes.
And there was no PC this time to escape from the Matrix, and I was really annoyed in that moment. My mind was blowing.
I'm sorry. The Matrix, she's your wife.
You know how it is with women sometimes.
No, I don't!
My mind was blowing. You could actually see smoke coming out of my head, as if doing heavy physical duty under the sun, and seeing sweat is actually evaporating. It was just like that moment. But, well, yeah, what can you do sometimes? After a little argue, we sat in the living room without saying anything, and I started to swipe reels, read some mangas on my phone, etc. Mangas. I don't care what this guy does from here on out, that's the worst thing he's done. There was almost an hour of silence before I went to the kitchen. This is just like one of my
Japanese animes.
There was almost an hour of silence before I went to the kitchen to grab some drinks. Our dog accompanied me to the kitchen. He must have gotten bored. I can relate.
Oh my god.
I was checking the fridge for something liquid to cool me down, grabbed juice and cheese, and got ready to turn back to the battlefield after loading up. That's what he calls talking to his wife. I just want to point that out. I put on a sharp face, returned to the battlefield. Long before my respawn, she asked, "Did you bring me anything lovey?" It's written. I'm reading it exactly how it's written.
Yeah.
While putting on her kitten mask, as if she could calm me down. But no!
I fucking hate this guy so much.
It never works on me when I'm triggered. I only returns to normal state after some time passes. She doesn't have to do anything special but to leave me alone.
This guy...
I didn't...
This guy is the gamer husband that all white women think gamer husbands are like.
I didn't reply, but looked at her sharp eyes, one eyebrow lifted. She must have understood from my look and asked for a glass of water. Maybe, she said. I didn't say anything, but sighed angrily.
But gaming!
Went back to the
How
kitchen.
did this fucker get married when he's this dispassionate? Jesus Christ.
Went back.
This can't be real.
I'm just imagining the scene of I was like, "Can I have some water?" And he's like, "Oh,
Darling, could you fetch me a glass of water?" Oh, woman!
Damn it, woman!
Went back to the
Why
kitchen.
must you torture me?
Once again, this is me pitching, hey, this guy's wife, if you don't want a loser otaku who's gonna just ignore you for games all the time, I am definitely an eligible bachelor. I make money, I travel all the time. We can go on cute
Maybe too
vacations
much even.
together. Yeah, probably too much, but I could use that money for other things like nice gifts or a posh wedding, or just dump this guy, come to my doorstep.
Went back to the kitchen, of course. My comrade followed me up there again. I filled a glass of water and prepared to return to the battlefield yet again. My comrade was looking at me.
Zeke.
Dude,
Are you pronouncing?
being married is not a fucking raid dungeon, you fucking prick.
Also,
It shouldn't be.
are you pronouncing it comrade?
Yeah, on purpose. I feel like he would.
You probably. Okay, you know what? Fair. Continue.
I'm getting into character. My comrade was looking at me with tongue out, smiling face. One of those moments where a brilliant idea popped into my mind, as if I discovered electricity. Can you stop fucking interrupting me? I'm trying to get into the mood. I'm trying to.
Go ahead.
I'm trying to get into the character. As if I discovered electricity or something, I let my comrade take a couple of sips of water with his multifunctional tools that he uses in many cases. You could just say tongue. You could just say tongue. I returned to the battlefield again. Didn't actually look like a battlefield this time. More like a jackass scene, but more humane, of course. What the fuck
What the hell is wrong? Continue.
I was smiling, not because I calmed down, but because it was a sweet joke-type revenge moment. She must have thought that everything went back to normal. That's why I'm smiling. But it was not because of that. I didn't say anything. I gave her the water. After a couple of months, everything was okay, and we were cuddling in a cozy environment. Suddenly, this moment came up to my mind and reminded me of how silly the thing I did was. But I laughed unintentionally, and she asked me, "What?" I said, "Never mind," but she insisted upon it, and I told her the military service memory.
What?
What? What?
She was in shock, unimaginably.
I was there during Leroy Jenkins. It's haunted me to this day.
She was in
3
shock.
weeks of planning shot to death.
So many eggs. She was in shock, unimaginably overreacting to the story I told her. She didn't want to believe it at first, but I said yes, it was real. And now she wants a divorce because of my acts, and is also paranoid about what I might have done in our past arguments.
Okay.
TLDR, I was mad at my wife because of nonsense argument. She asked for a cup of water. I gave her water, but before I let our dog lick it from the cup. Now she wants divorce! He writes with exclamation point randomly.
Okay, 1, this story's not real. 2.
No, okay, so yeah, that's what Reddit thought, but then they looked at his post history.
Oh fuck, no.
Wow, people this stupid really do exist? That's incredible.
He's got a whole post history. I think this asshole might be real. So I'm gonna take a cursory look at his post history just to see what this guy's all about. just to see what it's all about. You know, let's see. Okay, he's definitely got a long post history. He's been on Reddit since 2017. He plays the finals. Interesting.
Okay.
Oh, he plays Overwatch. Look at that.
Why would you do that to yourself?
Genji Ping Pong. What is a Genji Ping Pong? I don't know what that is.
Okay.
He played Black Desert Online. He played Hearthstone. He was on Snapchat.
Okay.
Lost Ark. Okay, he's a real gamer's gamer.
Okay.
Also, I want to point out that I forget what Reddit calls their fucking new avatar shit that's based off their mascot. He's got like the caveman one. Yeah, he's got like the caveman one, which makes sense with how he talks.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I think what it's not that there's anything particularly damning in his post history. It's just that he has such an extensive post history that Reddit thinks he's real.
Okay, he might be real. In which case,
this might be real.
Yeah. In which case, the dog water was not like the catalyst for this. It was the last straw, because like you sound like an incredibly unpleasant person to be around.
I don't like the way you think about the world around you.
Yeah, like you look at talking with your wife like it's a fucking chore, like it's a battlefield that needs to be conquered. Sir, that is your wife.
Sees wife on the couch. Oh god, I gotta go back into the trenches.
Yeah, no, this guy is a class act.
Oh my god.
You're
know,
quite a character.
I know this.
Also not a large Tifu.
Yeah,
I mean, kind of.
Okay,
but no.
Dude, your life is a Tifu. Your personality is a Tifu. This isn't an am I the asshole? But
I think there might be a reason he didn't post on that subreddit.
probably,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
Then again, his self-awareness seems rather low, so
Yeah.
whatever.
Anyway,
No, that's a new one, Kevin.
Yeah. Medium Tifu. Today I fucked up by possibly giving a man lead poisoning. So this was actually last night. Yeah, close enough. I recently got out of a 5-year relationship and randomly connected with this guy I had sex with like 6 years ago. He lives on the other side of the country, but is in my town visiting his family. He added me on Snapchat a few days after I broke up with my boyfriend, and said, "Fuck it, what's the harm?" Yeah. So I picked him up and we went climbing at the gym. Oh, neat option for a first date. Nice. It was raining, so we couldn't do much outside, but I took him to my house and made him watch SZA music videos while high, and then we decided to play Scrabble.
I'm gonna point out that I just got a text message that starts with Vice President Harris here. No, it's not.
No, it's not. No, liar.
Don't lie to me.
Yeah, I want to point out, going to the gym and then watching music videos while high and playing Scrabble sounds like a pretty good date, actually.
Yeah.
While we were playing, I asked if he wanted some herbal tea. He said, "Fuck yeah," because who says no to herbal tea? I like this guy. I get out my glass teapot because I recently switched to loose leaf, and after boiling the water, also good for switching to loose leaf, much better. And after boiling the water, I'm letting it steep, and I set it on a ceramic tile that we have sitting on the counter. We're back at the kitchen table playing Scrabble, and all of a sudden I smell a very chemical smell, almost like burning plastic. He smells it too, so we go in search of the scent, both still high, mind you, and my nose leads me to the kitchen. That's when I remember that I smelled this... I smelled this smelly smell that smells smelly. Sorry,
I am also millennial.
Yeah,
I get reference.
Yeah, I added half of that, by the way.
Yeah.
Last night, too, while brewing tea, so I picked up the pot and sniffed the title. Bingo, bango, bongo. We have our culprit. Zeke, did you write this?
No.
I hold it up.
Christ.
I hold it up to him and say, I say, "I think it's this." He takes a fat whip and immediately gets lightheaded. He says, "Is that lead paint?" And I'm like, "No, of course not. Lead paint? In my house? It's more likely that..." I'm kidding. I literally switched to loose leaf tea to avoid microplastics. I wouldn't be dumb enough to have a tile with lead paint sitting on my counter with a 200-degree pot of tea on it, aerosolizing the lead. How foolish! How asinine! Anyways, it was made in Turkey, and he had one of those, "Hey, this may contain lead" warning stickers on the bottom. In my defense, my roommate bought it at TJ Maxx for $3.99, not me. So he proceeded to have a mild panic attack and made me do field tests on him. He's in the medical field. Oh, neat. and he texted a friend in the field. I almost took him to the hospital. He only stopped freaking out when he got the okay from his doctor friend about how brief exposure was. He was fully aware that the symptoms he was feeling could all just be his anxiety manifesting, but poor guy was high and... yeah. Poor guy was high and having trouble keeping calm when it's his own medical emergency and not someone else's. I felt so fucking bad. When I was taking him back to his family's house later, he was like, I feel like you're mad at me for getting lead poisoning. Brother, I feel like you're mad I gave you lead poisoning, LMAO. Anyway, we didn't hook up. I had no intention to hook up. I just thought it was worth mentioning. I might see him again before he flies back home. Honestly, I'd still give the day an 8 out of 10, even with all that. Solid friend material, really cool guy. TLDR, I had a former friend hook up over to my place, and when making him tea, I set the hot pot on a tile with lead paint, and he took a good sniff and proceeded to have a panic attack. This isn't a fuck-up. This isn't a fuck-up.
This really isn't. Like, I'm waiting for the point where, like, you know, they both got, you know, where she mentions, oh yeah, he died 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
Man, people are just not Tifuing correctly.
God. Look, the point is fucking up, which is something goes wrong, meaning there was a consequence of some kind. There was no consequence here. The worst consequence is you didn't hook up, but I feel like that wasn't going to happen anyway. So, like, no, fuck you. Funny story, and you're good at writing it, but, like, no, this doesn't belong here. This belongs in, like, I don't know, today this happened, I guess? I don't know. Funny story.
Yeah, this belongs more in our pointless stories.
This is a pointless story. So why did I rate it?
I don't know. For a podcast no one listens to?
Sure.
I mean, yeah.
Eventually.
Theridin, here's a thing.
Yeah, okay. Am I the asshole for not letting my parents babysit my 5-year-old because something that happened years ago? Not
What is that something? Oh, such a compelling title. I need to know.
Not what is the something? Stay tuned to find out. Next week on no. My daughter is 5. My daughter is 5. Okay, come on. Like, you're not doing it right. It has to be 5 female. Your daughter has to be female. You don't know. My daughter is 5, and I never let my parents babysit her because of something that happened years ago, way before my husband and I planned to have our daughter. One time, my parents were babysitting my brother's 3 sons, ages 11, 9, and 6, for a weekend.
What are their genders?
I guess they're sons.
That can mean anything these days.
Firmly in the male camp. Saturday afternoon, they took the boys out to eat and back to the house. When they got back, my dad parked the car in the garage, closed it, and then they went inside the house. About 40 minutes later, they hear someone outside honking the car horn repetitively. Ding, ding, ding. But they couldn't find any cars outside. They later realized that the honking was coming from the garage and that it was the 6-year-old that had fallen asleep and had woken and was frantically trying to get their attention because he was terrified. We live in Florida with the summer heat. Something tragic could have happened. We are all thankful that he is okay and that he woke up and alerted everyone. My mom's reaction to this was infuriating. The 11-year-old quickly called his mom. He has given his own phone anytime he is away from the house to let her know what happened and my mom was so annoyed and upset at him for that. She also blamed him for forgetting his little brother in the car. Ever since that happened, I lost all trust in my parents with handling children. For the last 5 years, my mom has told me that he wishes to watch my daughter, but my husband and I don't feel comfortable with this. To be honest, I don't care much if her feelings are hurt. I don't feel like my daughter will be safe with her, and if something bad happens, I know she will not come forward about it and try to hide it or downplay it. She has told me that we're being unreasonable by not letting her grandma spend quality time with her daughter. Am I the asshole? No.
So here's the thing. It's not the fact that it happened. It's her reaction to it happening.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, it's not a big deal. No, it is a big deal.
No parent is under any obligation to give in to somebody else wanting to watch their child, even if it's, you know.
Yeah, like, okay, so if they made this mistake and they were actually like, they took it seriously and like they regretted it, and so I could see you just having an unreasonable hang up, but their reaction to it tells you all you need to know about what their attitude towards it is going to be going forward.
Kids, just put them in the backyard during a thunderstorm and throw them a hot dog. They'll be fine. Like, Yeah,
Yep.
like I don't understand why you're getting so upset. Nothing bad happened. It wasn't a big deal. Like I don't know. Like the kid could have left the engine on, and the kid could have died from fucking carbon
And
monoxide
yeah,
poisoning.
but her reaction to this was to blame another kid. So, you know.
Yeah, no, and that's another thing.
Yeah, I feel like that's actually a completely reasonable reaction. So, no, yeah, you were completely in the right here.
Not the asshole.
Yeah.
Not the asshole. That was pretty cut and dry.
Yeah. The thing is, a lot of these exist because people have, like, you know, personal relationships to a lot of their family members, and they think, you know, I'm making my family member upset and I love them, so I don't know if I'm being right here. So, like, they need a second opinion, so I get that.
Sure. Here's your second, third, and fourth opinions. Not the asshole.
Yeah, not the asshole. Like, super not.
Okay, so... hold on, what the fuck is this separate? Hold on, what's this? Oh, okay. Okay, so this one, I saw it reposted on RAO3. But this is from a subreddit RAITAH, which I'm assuming stands for Am I the Asshole Here? And this is like Am I the Asshole, but you can, unlike that subreddit, you can post interpersonal conflicts.
Ah, okay.
Okay, so, well, we read plenty of interpersonal conflicts. What are they talking about?
You do, yeah, what the fuck?
I guess they mean things that are against the rules on regular, I don't know.
I guess so.
I'm not getting into that. What I am getting into is this post, which I have to read from a mobile screenshot. Thanks. Am I the asshole?
It's pretty cut and dry already. I mean, like if it's deleted, like I mean, I'm pretty sure they got ratioed.
I don't think it was. I don't know if it was. I don't know if it was deleted, but okay. So this post was on our IATAH, but it was posted to our Reddit on Wiki and then cross-posted to our AO3. So I'm reading a mobile screenshot of a post on a subreddit posted on a different subreddit, cross-posted to a third subreddit.
I'm gone cross-eyed.
This is just the Reddit experience.
Yeah.
This is normal. Anyway. Am I the asshole for telling my husband to apologize for invading our daughter's privacy after he saw something he didn't like on her phone and took it away?
Okay, looking at her phone without permission. Instant red flag.
I, 36F, have a daughter, quote-unquote, Stacy. Ah, pseudonyms. Quote-unquote Stacy, 17F, and 2 days ago, I assume, my husband, quote-unquote Josh, 38M, had borrowed her phone to send a text to my mother-in-law since his phone had died. Okay, so he was just... Okay, makes sense.
Okay.
From what he told me, after quote-unquote Josh had texted his quote-unquote mother, he had opened Chrome on quote-unquote Stacy's phone and saw a website called Archive of Our Own on one of the tabs. There was a story about a character sexually assaulting another character from one of Stacy's favorite, quote-unquote Stacy's favorite shows, quote-unquote favorite show, in graphic detail, quote-unquote graphic detail. It disgusted my husband so much that he stormed into Stacy's bedroom, confronting her with it, and began yelling at her for reading it. Stacy cried because he called her disgusting during it, and then Josh took his phone back to the phone back to our bedroom, where he stayed in for most of the day. When I came home from work, Josh told me what happened and demanded we punish our daughter by taking her phone away from her for the next 2 weeks and send her to therapy.
What?
I said no to all of it, and asked Josh why he was snooping through Stacy's phone in the first place, and he couldn't come up with an answer. I told him there's so many worse things Stacy could be doing than just reading about something dark. That he invaded our daughter's privacy and hurt Stacy's feelings by calling her disgusting. I took her phone out of our bedroom and gave it back to Stacy, and then I told Josh that he should apologize for invading her privacy and calling her disgusting. Josh has since then apologized for calling our daughter disgusting, but has not apologized for snooping and refuses to do so. He says I'm an ass for expecting him to. Not the asshole. You're the reasonable person.
No, not the asshole. It's not that he's concerned for his daughter. It's the way in which he's showing it by thinking that reading a single dark thing makes her, some kind of nutcase who needs therapy.
It's worth noting here, he was given her phone with the expectation
also, anybody want to put $5 down on whether or not this husband lives in a cul-de-sac?
Right. Like, the thing that really sticks with me here, like, the thing that really, like, showcased how just how much I don't like the husband here, is the husband was trusted, was given the phone with the expectation and assumption that he was only going to like text his mother to like, you know, do shit. Why would you open Chrome? There's no reason for you to open Chrome for any reason other than to snoop through what your daughter has been doing on the internet. That is the only reason you would ever do that shit on your daughter's phone specifically. So like that is an instant breach of trust and privacy, and that is something you need to apologize for because you were out of line. You were out of pocket.
Yeah, and naturally, being cross-posted to our AO3, people are not happy with this guy.
Definitely not. No, like that's another thing. Teenagers.
I like this post. I know what you're gonna get at. I like this.
Yeah.
I like this post explaining it.
Go ahead.
From Blue Dragon 82. Is that the year you were born? Is that the year you were born? Is that your favorite game on the Xbox 360?
Yeah.
My kids have seen worse things in the news, history books, and on social media about all the massacres, genocides, pedophiles, serial killers, terrorist attacks, whatever. As long as your child is capable of telling reality from fiction and is not swayed by what they read, there's no point in restricting what they read. Knowledge is power. The more people read, even things they just enjoy, the sharper their minds stay, and the more likely they are to absorb new information. I have a 15-year-old that reads fanfic. She's open about it, and not even a tiny bit ashamed. Her biological dad doesn't want her reading fanfiction. When she's at his house, he monitors her internet activity on a laptop she has there using a keylogger to track what she types and looks average douchebag dad behavior. He has closed all of her tabs.
Average psychopath, control freak.
He has closed all of her tabs before he saw her on AO3. He's finally stopped since he realized she'll just read it on her phone, which he doesn't have the password to because I pay for it. Parents need to realize that there are some things you really can't stop your kids from doing, and trying to force the issue will just have them lying to you and doing it anyway. Fanfiction is not going to hurt them as long as they understand that it's fiction. My 15-year-old tells me honestly about the things she reads and even the things she talks about with her friends. She asks permission before downloading in social media apps because I respect her autonomy and privacy. If she was lying and sneaking around it, it would be different, but because she's honest with me, I give her the respect of trusting her judgment in most matters.
Yeah.
Damn, Blue Dragon 82, you're putting all these other fucking Reddit parents to shame.
Yeah. Thanks for saying everything I was going to say. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Save me time.
You know, literally, like, there's just, you know, I was gonna say, like, any perusing through a news website is going to expose you to more real-world horror than anything a fiction writer can come up with, because reality is stranger than fiction in every single case. Reality also has a tendency to be more horrific than fiction, especially when you have to consider that these things really happened to people.
Yeah, there's no fucking point. There's no fucking point hiding. Like, especially in we're in the information age. There's just no fucking point anymore. You know, and look, my parents. I have mixed feelings about how my parents did things, but one thing that they did that I really like, and I think everyone should adopt, is that when I turned like 12, 13, they basically just said, do whatever you want. You know, we're not going to police your like intake anymore. You know, and I respect that. I think that's kind of the way to handle it around that age. You know, open the floodgates. You know, because
my parents were basically the same way. They basically my parents basically like just accepted the fact that with access to the internet, that there was very little they could do from stopping me from, you know, perusing interests of my own. And that it wasn't their job to constantly police my interests and try to craft me into someone. As long as I was doing well in school and setting myself up for overall success, so I wasn't unintentionally making myself, you know, miserable through, you know, that kind of thing. I mean, if it's causing
problems, it's causing problems, but like, if it's not, don't fucking worry about it. And it's like,
I mean, we're talking parents that went from not letting me watch Power Rangers when I was 7 because of violence to parents who let me play GoldenEye when I was 12 because they came around. Also, I forced the issue by just getting a cart of my own.
I also just think that just letting kids explore these things on their own leads to just healthier people, honestly.
Teenagers crave freedom, and it is your job as a parent to give them that freedom, but also give them guidance so that they can explore that in a safe environment. That is the job of a parent.
Yeah, but and it's also it's just like like they said, knowledge is power. Like more information generally makes you a better, well-rounded person.
Yeah.
It's the people that get restrained and the people that have their lives so dictated and controlled by parents or other authority figures.
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones that end up the most fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Oh yeah, like Sora's Keyblade. Interesting.
I'm cutting that out of the episode.
Yeah.
Anyway, but like that's what I like. Yeah, the more you try to restrict information and the more you try to control someone's life, the worse the more in the vast majority of cases, the worse off they become.
Yeah.
Information wants to be free and people want to be free, so you have to let them and just deal with problems as they come, if they come.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's been your parenting advice for the week.
Yeah.
From two non-parents.
Yeah.
Okay,
Three non-parents.
Hey, no, you can't say that about me. I helped raise kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I am functionally a parent at this point.
He's gonna.
So have I.
He's gonna go on this tangent again.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
That's all I was saying.
Okay. Yeah, sure. He's gonna go on that mini tangent again. Anyway, short notice. I didn't have that much saved up, so I guess we'll just go to the fucking. We'll just go to the fucking. The fucking
Lightning round. Let's go.
The lightning round.
Look, man, we kind of brought the mood down with some fucking parenting advice about and some philosophical arguments about the information age. Let's get into some really stupid fucking opinions. Let's go.
All right, this is the lightning round. It's where we go to unpopular opinion, find some opinions. Are they popular? Are they not? Do we like them? Do we not? Let's find out now. All right. No. Okay. Unpopular opinion: Monopoly is tedious and uninteresting. I
Only
can't
if you're
understand the
losing.
appeal of that.
Mad cause bad. Anyway.
I can't understand the appeal of that board game in particular. It is overlong, boring, has an uninteresting setting. Really. It seems to be almost entirely dependent on luck. The mechanics are also boring. I have no idea why people are obsessed with
No,
this.
absolutely mad cause bad.
I mean, so mostly brand power, but I get what they mean. It has some design issues, and also if you actually play by the rules, it is a little overlong. Like, it's a very long game.
Yeah.
I don't really enjoy playing it for that reason. I kind of agree with this, honestly. It is tedious. I don't know if it's uninteresting. There's certainly fun to be had.
Yeah.
But if you play it the way you're supposed to, it definitely is overly long and a bit tedious at times.
Yeah, it can be.
I think the disconnect comes in by it's a very famous board game. It's one of the most famous board games.
Yes.
It's one of the most popular board games, and I have to agree. I don't think it's quite good enough to deserve the recognition it has.
No, see, that's the thing. I think if you play with bad players, it's a very long game. If you play with good, like relatively good players, it's actually a much shorter game. If you know some basic strategies to that game, it's very easy to take over a game in a course of a few hours, or like an hour to 2 hours. So it's an hour to 2 hour board game. I mean, Risk, like by its nature, even with good players, can last. What was the longest Risk game played with professionals? Was like 24 days.
Something like that, yeah.
Or something like that. Like, Risk ends up taking much longer, in my opinion. Like, you have games like Catan, which have recognized the 2 hours is longer than most people can fucking stand, and they're a shorter time frame.
Yeah, they print that on the box.
The problem is Monopoly is not often factored into the category of those kinds of long session games. It's often thrown into the very casual category. You know, people equate it more with like a chess match than they do with Catan.
Yeah.
But that creates a disconnect because it's not that quick usually.
Also, the whole idea that it's based on luck. No, it's based entirely on the game has elements of luck to it. Obviously, you roll dice, right? So there is an element to luck in that game. But
that's kind of a weird criticism because most board games are a mixture of luck and skill.
Exactly.
Well, exactly, and that's exactly what I was going to point out. Is that and the same thing with most card games because you have luck of the draw on your side. The idea of any of these games that have an element of luck is that yes, there are some games you just can't win. You are just not going to win. But in 90% of cases, if you keep your wits about you and you don't start catastrophizing the second luck doesn't go your way, which is the pitfall of many people who play Monopoly.
Mhm.
You can use other elements such as argumentation, trading, card usage, etc., to edge out a victory where you don't have the best luck. Also, I like to maintain this about game theory in general, gaming theory, I should say, because I don't want to get copyright struck. Gaming theory. The thing about gaming theory is understanding that luck is all about creating circumstances where you can be lucky.
Yeah.
To a point, sure.
Yeah, to a point, and then hoping for the best. But you can definitely make the situations where luck benefits you more impactful, and you can also screw yourself up to make your situation worse, so that luck doesn't help you at all. But
Anyway.
no, it all comes down to
Lightning.
honestly, what I'm trying to say is a fucking skill issue, my dude.
Yeah. Okay.
Back to the lightning round. Unpopular opinion: every kind of pie is better cold. Chilled pie is more dense, refreshing, better texture, tastes sweeter. Room temperature warm pie is inferior in every way. Why do people pretend apple pie is better warm? Because it contrasts with ice cream? Even so, the pie itself is simply not as good. Edit, I assumed it was implied I meant sweet and dessert pies. I understand your abject horror in inferring that I meant savory pies were included. And now the comments are all about, I sometimes forget how US-centric this website is until people assume all pies are sweet.
Yeah.
But let's take him. Let's take him at his word though. Like sweet pies, dessert pies, every kind of pie better cold. What do we think?
No, disagree. By nature, hotter foods have more flavor because your taste buds are activated by heat.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a temperature thing. I think by the time it gets cold, it's coagulated to the point where the flavor intensifies. But I don't think that's a temperature thing. I think if you heated it up, you'd get the same result.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a coagulation thing, not necessarily a
I
cold
think so.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have a strong preference, but I agree in theory, because a lot of times, like if a pie is baked and there's a hot pie in front of me, I will eat the hot pie. But if we have leftovers and we keep them in the fridge, I'm never compelled to heat it up.
Yeah.
You know, I'm always like, cold pie, oh, don't mind if I do. You know.
Yeah.
So from that perspective, I get his point. Because warm pie, good. Cold pie, also good. I don't feel compelled to heat it.
Yeah. Pie good.
Yeah. Hot take, pie good. Cold take, also pie good.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway, unpopular opinion: alcohol does make you act like a different person. Agree. Someone just pissed on a windowsill.
Can we really say that though? Because let me examine that story. I mean, if we weren't brought up learning to use toilets, what do babies do? They piss and shit where they stand.
Yeah.
Right? So in reality, you're just reverting a human being to its more basic, baser instincts. And on lower levels of alcohol, all it's doing is removing your social hesitations, your inhibitions.
Yeah.
So no, this is who you are deep down inside. These are your the things that come out when you're drunk are, are things that, you are this on the inside. It's just most days you have a layer above that allows you to control that.
I don't really agree with that. I in some cases, sure, stuff comes out, but I think sometimes I do think it's just kind of random. It's like being responsible for your own dreams, like you definitely have dreams about things you don't think about, or in context you don't think about them. And I don't think you should be held responsible for that. And I feel kind of the same way about thoughts that come out when drunk, because it does stuff to the brain. It crosses wires that normally aren't crossed, So I think that's just a dangerous line of thinking, that whatever someone says or does when they're drunk necessarily reflects their true character. It can. I don't think it has to.
Not always, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, unpopular opinion. Post-apocalyptic jobs will be more interesting than the jobs we know now. Think about it. Mercenary, smuggler, slaver, hunter. Sounds way better than being an account executive, retail assistant, or brace yourselves, a QA tester. I really like top comment, though. everyone always thinks immediately envisioning themselves as hunter, slaver, warlord, whatnot. And how about, but to have those things, you have to have a slaver, you have to have slaves. To be a hunter, you have to have the hunted. To have a warlord, you need soldiers. No one ever imagines themselves as those things. That's a great point. I think people like to imagine they would be better, but really it'd kind of be the same thing where some people luck out and a lot of people don't. It would just be, I mean, I do agree, more interesting.
Yeah, the world
but that's
would
only
just
because
be
of
shit,
that's
yeah.
but in a it would be just as shit, but like in a cooler way, I guess. But that seems like a grass is greener thing.
It
you
is,
know.
yeah.
I'm sure on alternate post-apocalyptic Earth, some slaves wondering, God damn, I wish I was working in an office right now. You know.
Yeah.
At least it'd be a change of pace. So, you know, someone on Naroke can go ahead and write that isekai anytime now.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
God.
If they haven't already. Unpopular opinion, I find it easier and cleaner to crack an egg on a corner instead of a flat surface. That's not unpopular. Everyone does that.
Yeah, I literally just did that this morning.
You're not special. I hate these guys that invent like incredibly basic things and act like they're a genius. Like, oh my God, I cracked an egg on the core. Has anyone heard of this? Has anyone thought of this?
I'm a genius.
Can I patent this?
Right, no, you're not unique for cracking an egg on the corner of your fucking counter. No,
I'm a fucking
lot of
genius.
people do that. I do that.
I'm acid proof. Acid proof. Anyway.
I'm just astounded by some people on the internet. And then they go and they
hack.
Then they go and they review games on. You know, can I just talk about something real quick? Like,
why not?
When I see people talking about how the only reason that like certain games won awards this year is because there was a ton of troll posting and troll voting, and assuming that's true, that means that gamers are just as like. Gamers are like the people always like to talk about, oh, these companies are, you know, these companies are so shitty and blah 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 blah, and I'm like, well, you're being shitty too.
Yeah.
Like you want these companies to listen to you, and then you fucking troll post like all the time on them.
Yeah, fucking assholes.
And you mass downvote and you aggressively attack people, and I'm like,
I mean, first of all, it depends on what award you're talking about, but it also there's also potentially two different groups of people you're complaining about.
That is true. That is true, maybe.
Anyway.
But I like my narrative better.
Yeah.
So
I can understand why you came up with it.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Unpopular opinion, having skill is more important than having a good soldering iron. Now, if we take him at his face value, just having skill general, yes, I value having skills more than having a soldering iron, but I'm assuming he means skill at soldering. I constantly say people saying you need to have a good soldering iron. I have the cheapest soldering iron, and I'm able to make beautiful solder joints. With a cheap solder sucker, I've replaced countless components with a 100% success rate. It's a hot stick at the end of the day. Yeah, I mean, I don't know much about soldering, but it seems like something where you just need one that works.
Yeah,
you know?
It'd be nice to have a good
I couldn't
one.
I couldn't tell you the difference between a bad and good soldering iron. You know?
No?
In my uninformed opinion, it either solders or it doesn't. You know?
Like if you can work with it.
Well, some joints, knowing a welder myself, some joints will hold better than others depending on the like type of soldering you do.
I mean, it sounds like he's talking about computer components. So.
No, he said joints.
He said components.
Oh, okay.
I replaced countless components with 100% success rate. Oh, beautiful solder joints. Yeah. Okay. So maybe both. What? In either case, you know, I generally agree.
Yeah,
I think being good at soldering can overcome not having the best soldering iron.
I mean, there's a lot of people I see in a lot of fields that claim that it's more important to. I mean, a good tool is always preferable, but what's more important is that you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
I think the main thing is that a good tool makes it easier to learn because your mistakes have less impact.
Right. Yeah.
Potentially, yeah.
I mean, it's there's too much nuance here. This isn't very Reddit.
Give some hot takes, bitch.
Unpopular opinion: respect is earned is just an excuse to be an asshole to people. Okay, so you're misinterpreting the order of events in which those words tend to be uttered. It's more something said in the context of someone who has already not earned your respect by like. Okay, so it is a weird phrase because so the phrase is respect is earned, but I think more accurately the phrase should be disrespect is earned. You've earned my disrespect. You know.
That's probably a better way to put it because like respect for someone is kind of like should be a baseline, and it's more so they have to work to lose that respect for you. Yeah.
So I do agree that I don't think it's an excuse to be an asshole to people. I do think the phrase is kind of dumb and it should be evolved out of the lexicon in favor of something better.
That's probably true. Yeah, come to think.
Yeah.
Wow, I never actually thought about it that way, but like really getting down to it, that makes a lot of sense. Huh.
Man, those tacks sure are brass, aren't they?
Yep.
Nope, not that one. Not that one either.
Nothing.
Unpopular opinion: Spanish is just as beautiful a language as Italian, maybe more so. I think when people say
beholder, thanks for your opinion.
Yeah, I think when people say a language is beautiful, what they're really saying is, I like the person saying this, and they say it well, and that can happen in any language.
Yeah,
right. I mean, a lot of people think that Scottish accents are beautiful, and then they've never been to Scotland and heard a Cockney speak. You know what I mean? Like, it's like it really wholeheartedly depends on who's speaking the language.
It does, yeah. Because like some people make the language sound nicer to the ears than others do, so it really, again, beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah.
Yeah. Too much nuance. Next one.
Unpopular opinion: all types of coffee are disgusting.
There we go. That's some hot shit.
I don't care what you add or don't add, what kind of bean it comes from. It's all gross. Most of my family thinks I'm weird, but it just doesn't taste good. Before anyone asks, I've tried a good bit of coffees, even from other countries. I don't understand how some people can be so addicted to it.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Move on.
Yeah, I like coffee. You're wrong. Bye, bitch.
No, I'm just saying, like, I'm not a coffee drinker myself. I really don't see the appeal in drinking hot, bitter bean tea. I chalk it up to caffeine addiction and a pathetic life existence that necessitates, constant caffeine injections to survive your day. Which is really strange for Kevin because he doesn't do anything with his day.
I also think it's just kind of like, part of what I also don't like about it is that I think like it's a culturally ingrained image thing. I think a lot of people drink coffee because they think they're supposed to, Yeah, they grow up being told, yes, this is what mature adults do, and then they do it, and it's and it becomes this acquired taste, and it's like, but I don't like how I don't like things that are done by a lot of people because they think they have to do them and not because they actually enjoy them. And I'm not saying nobody enjoys coffee. There's coffee connoisseurs out there. Yeah. People enjoy all sorts of weird, stupid things that are dumb and bad, and that's fine. But I want them to like be earnest about it, and like if you love coffee, love it because you love it, and like really love it. Don't just do it because your parents did it and their grandparents did it and it's just a thing you were told adults are supposed to do.
For the fact my parents drank a pot of coffee every single morning. They would split a pot of coffee, and it turned me off to it so heavily because I just saw them endlessly consuming this black bitter bean juice, and I was like, there's something wrong with you people.
Yeah.
The government is putting things in that.
Yeah, that's a bit much.
Yeah, I'm just like, I mean, that's how I feel about coffee drinkers, quote unquote, is that like you are not actually like, there's no need to drink
and there's also the whole culture around it, the whole fucking it is, and I understand this goes for a lot of things, but like it really is the most normalized addiction, Yeah. Like don't even talk to me until I've had my coffee,
Oh shit. Yeah, no, that's literally the most irritating thing I've ever heard in my entire life. And the people who came up with that and don't even talk to me until I've had my morning coffee. And I'm like, you're a pathetic creature and you can't stand on your own 2 feet. You need a drug to help you.
I mean,
and that's honestly how I treat that. It's like, don't even talk to me till I've had my morning cigarette. I'm like, I talk all the time without my morning cigarette.
Yeah, I wouldn't phrase it that way because like a lot of people need drugs for a lot of valid reasons. But you know, in this particular case, you know, there's a sort of smugness that comes with coffee culture,
or a prioritization of the coffee over people, or the coffee over duty, or the coffee over functionality.
Yeah.
And that's what bothers me. It's like, you know, I'm kind of a grassroots guy. I believe in kind of standing on your own two legs if you can, because you know your vices may not always be there for you.
Sure.
You know, looking at you, potentially graduating VTubers. So it's important.
Right.
So I like to associate with people who are capable of standing on their two legs without the need for a drug. Which is why I mock Kevin every single time. I'm like, do you guys want to chat at 12:30 in the afternoon?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, sorry, I haven't done my morning ritual yet. And I'm like, it's 12:22. If I had told you at 10:30 I wanted to chat, you would have started your morning ritual then. But you can't function enough, even at 12:30 in the afternoon, to fucking come talk to me until you've had coffee. And frankly speaking, my friend, in my eyes, that's a little weak.
I want to point out, I'm just kind of like sinking into the entire time you two have been talking, I've just been sinking further and further into my desk chair, just being like, help.
Yeah, or you know how sometimes other people like to prioritize their hobbies over engaging.
I might
with,
I might resemble those remarks.
Yeah,
well, I mean, if you don't like this friend group, why don't you go hang out with user Polar Saturn 8823? It seems like you'd be great for. Wait, no, that's the guy who hates coffee. What am I talking about? we should be friends. I want to friend that guy. Actually, Kevin, you're fired. Polar Saturn 8823, come on board.
No.
User Polar Saturn 8823, come on board.
God damn it.
Anyway,
I will retain my spot as long as I can.
Well, I respect the hustle. I respect the drive.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Man.
Yeah, but no, it's just like that kind of like the coffee drinker mafia is something I just do not engage with.
Yeah,
it's
and
just like
the kinds of people who like order coffee every day, like the Starbucks crowd, some of the most insufferable people.
Oh God, fuck those people. Dude, I am a coffee drinker and I hate those people. Come on.
Every time I go into a Starbucks out of necessity, like I went into one in Dallas, right?
Yeah.
And I went into a Starbucks and like the people working behind the counter, very, very nice. The people on the other side of the counter, I felt filthy just for being in their presence.
Yeah. Yeah. People who
Yeah.
Coffee shop people suck.
You know, and to any coffee drinker out there, I understand why you criticize people like smokers and stuff like that, but I also would like to criticize you for drinking, you know, for drinking tons of caffeine that ruin your teeth and stunt your growth. So have a nice day.
The caffeine's not the part that ruins teeth.
No, but it's the other stuff.
I mean, caffeine is fine. Like it's
and the nicotine's not the part that gives you cancer. So
yeah. Well, I would agree with that as well. If you want a nicotine patch, go ahead.
Yeah. Everybody's got their vices. It's my issue. My issue always comes with, you know, the obnoxious behavior surrounding that habit that is culturally supported and culturally encouraged.
My thing is that like it's all attitude and the fact that it's a fucking shitty beverage that tastes like shit.
It really is. Unless you drown it in cream and sugar, and then you have the people who drink it straight black and then look at you stupid.
Yeah, the fucking
like, oh, you need it to taste good. Oh, you're not a true connoisseur. And I'm like, yes,
I'm a human. I
prefer to engage with my. I also prefer to engage with my heroin when it's not cut with fiberglass.
I'm just saying I don't see it as a drug thing. I'm a human being. I love my caffeine. I just think you could get it in a better tasting form. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
my main thing is that it tastes like shit. It's a stupid fucking beverage. It takes slave labor to make it.
There are a lot of
people who drink it suck.
There are a lot of teas with that can be made to taste so much better with far less sugar, and they have plenty of caffeine in them too. Also, and there are just some teas that just taste better by themselves because they're not obnoxiously bitter and brewed to the point where they burn your fucking mouth open.
Yeah.
Where am I going?
Here's my lightning round entry. I think the only reason coffee drinkers like coffee is because they've drank it scalding hot to the point where they've destroyed their taste buds.
It's entirely possible.
Because I swear to God, if you give someone a coffee that is anywhere except scalding hot, they will bitch at you endlessly. And this is coming from a guy who served coffee every morning for 8 years.
Yeah,
They will bitch at you if it's not hot enough to give them a lawsuit against McDonald's.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there's a reason McDonald's served it that hot, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, they weren't in the right for everything else that happened in that case, but there's a reason they served it that hot in the first place.
Well, they serve it that hot because A, that's part of the demand, and B, because it allows you to stretch. It allows you to boil more out of the beans.
Yeah. Yeah, that's also true. It allows you to stretch the ingredients as well, because if it's so fucking hot, you can't taste the fucking thing. You're not gonna complain it's lacking flavor if it's that hot. It shouldn't be. I'm sure people have. Can we get off this one?
Yes.
Fuck coffee.
Yep, I agree. Let's see here. Unpopular opinion, pepperoni pizza should not be the mascot of pizza. Pizza is wonderful. This is a popular opinion, but pepperoni is a mediocre sausage. This is a potentially divisive opinion. There is the iconic image of pizza in TV and movies. There's just the general meme of pizza clings to a pepperoni pizza that might have olives or anchovies. I think it's incredibly outdated. Buffalo chicken pizza exists. Canadian bacon pizza, fantastic on pizza. Sausage peppers on pie, beautiful. I know some folks, I don't like the way pineapple juice mixes with a nice tomato sauce, but the Canadian ham and pineapple pizza is a much stronger iconic image than what is, in my opinion, the least appetizing basic pizza, the pepperoni pizza. Well, I think that's why it is a good mascot.
Yeah.
Is because it's basic without being too boring.
Yeah, it's literally showcasing what you can do with a pizza. It's like you can have it plain with cheese, but you can also put a thing on top of it. And it's like, it's the most basic topping.
It's showing you the template without just presenting you a blank canvas.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Which I think makes it a good default iconic image for I mean, this is kind of like someone going, why is Pikachu the mascot of Pokemon? He's not the most interesting Pokemon, but it's like, that's the point, though. He's a little interesting, but he's not like overpowering.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, he's recognizable.
Yeah, and I think all the best brand icons and mascots are that, where they're a little interesting, a little memorable, a little distinctive, but like not too wild.
Yeah.
You know, because then if that becomes the template, the baseline, you can't really build off of that. You know, pepperoni pizza is a good iconic image of pizza because it presents. Again, it's got a little pizzazz, a little spice. It's not just a blank canvas, but it also presents the image of expansion. What you can do with the form and function of the pizza.
Yeah, I mean the best pizza by hands down is pineapple, corn, and tuna. Like, don't at me. But
I will.
This
you need to come up and try it.
Show.
And I need to get Cuban over here too, because I'm tired of his whining about it.
This has been the Bakagaijin Show. If you want to tell us why we're right or wrong,
anyway,
you can email us at bakagaijinshow@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter at ZeekFreak, at CTromanderK, at Saradin
although I will not be on for the next 2 weeks because Twitter has completely broken my account.
Yeah.
Interesting. You can join our Discord, link down below. Thank you for listening. See you next time. Zeke Freak out. Ciao, ciao for now.
They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that could make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep chasing. I got all this potential that's deep inside of me, but they hate when you're successful cause they try to be. They sit there being judgmental because you're trying things, and they just want you to settle and do the right thing. So get a good job, don't slack off. Wake up every morning, make a good impression on your boss. Don't do anything that I wouldn't do, and when you're making money, make sure you don't spend it too soon. Fuck that, I'll do what I wanna do. I got a different path from everyone, and that includes